paciencia.
Me, myself, and I, still pushing forward, I'm ahead like die. Standing on my flow with my head to the sky. Pass on a bitch, young rip, drop dimes. It's been a rough road, gotta look for the signs. I'm married to this music, so I cook for my bride. Flip out like a skateboarder, look how I grind. It took a long time, but I'm right on time. I'm progressing, that's progressive, I got bars like a correction. Still chasing petty cash, that's a mantis. I want extra, I stop searching for my pops. I hold my nuts just like a checkup. I get physical, I'm copping just like Interpol. I play on words like a syllable. To me the world is fading. Hold this L just like a Laker. Like a birthday, my shit caking. It get messy like an apron. I pick out just like some bacon, and I sizzle like it too. Can't forget about you, boo. It feel like we on a loop. Same shit, different day. I don't know what's really true. I get high as I leave hoops. Who gon' give me what I'm owed? Man, I guess nobody knew. And I know that money talks, so what it said is probably true. It's the feeling that I get and the shit I'll probably do to get through or get by. I get fly, cause I'm Jeff Goldblum in my mind. Tell them hoes to fall in line. If you thought I fell off, bitch, I'm back like my spine. Hot as homemade pie. That's the pro rate, ma. I'm a pro, ain't I? Sniff it out like K9s. I'm a thief, it take time to be great, I'm Bayside. I get blue like Kelly Parker. When I'm gone, I left a mark. Tell them fish I'm still a shark. I will embark on this journey till it's finished. In the midst of all this friction, I got vision on my P's like no limit. Like a mouse, now we clicking. I go out for the spinach, that's business.
Cut the cord that kept us connected. Blacking out the mirror where your light once reflected. All of the love from up above. We used to fit like a glove. I still think about the you that only exists in my brain. Nothing ever stays the same. Guess it's just a shame. There's no one to blame.
Stop looking for somebody else to lay the blame. Without a wave of change, life stays the same. So when I pull up to your spot, I'm with a paradigm chick. Only used to have one and it's my paradigm ship. Cause the celebration, I cracked the hen. I took a hiatus, but I'm back again. A bunch of blue face hundreds, I've been stacking them. Cause in the game of life, I just have to win. So when I'm in go mode, I be ballin' insane. Tried to walk away, they was calling my name. My brothers from another, we are all in the game. Don't give a fuck about clout nor all of the fame. I'm trying to inspire, empower, build and progress at a steady rate. Move heavyweight like a Bowflex. The haters make me greater, they mad, I got them so stressed. Shock my style for a while now, I can show text. Screenshots as proof and receipts. You a certified clown, been a goof in the streets. Angel made the beat, but this my demon flow. Get a lot of love from people I don't even know. And when the situation's ugly like Dudley, we do right. Fuck propaganda, let's conquer and unite. The wait's over, take over, it's commencing. My money fully grown, but yours like an infant. But that ain't no shade to you, it's just provision and protection, what you made to do. Being a man with a purpose, who you supposed to be. Living life as a loser, that's a joke to me. FN 509, stay close to me. If I pull it, I'ma spray like some potpourri. I don't wanna have to go there, so hopefully you don't try to have no beef or no smoke with me. Bro, everything I'm talking about, be backing it up. I'm back in the cuts, rapping the Dutch and macking a hut. She start to get aroused when I'm smacking her butt. Baby got stupid cheeks and she be clapping it up. I'ma enter through the front and hit the back of her guts. She a classy lady but be acting a slut. When we be kissing and cuddling, my bitch like to hug. Her box customized so it fit like a glove. radios up. Turn your radios up. Y'all know what this is. Y'all know who this is. B-Eazy Dat Dude, an impromptu stream back with another one. This one, it will be a banger. Definitely gonna ruffle some feathers, so it will be a doozy. I don't like to keep y'all waiting. Trying to wait for the people to roll in, so before we get this thing started, you know, I gotta hit ya.
If you know the song, sing along. Yeah, you're right.
私も地元民と言っても実際
さすがいです。もう友達できたの？
ぶったまんまこっち見ない。
Been a regular, none of your competitors. Niggas better catch up like 10 steps ahead. Look, this promethazine got me leaning like a cholo in the club. I'm 20 deep. I don't be riding solo. Pull some bad bitches, they vanilla and cocoa. They wanna take some photos when we kick it out in Soho. Chicks are showing tits and popping pussy for my promo. Throw them like juvenile, baby, move it for me slow-mo. Then I'm right back to the block, cause I keep getting moto. I be flipping, not shrinking. I don't give a fuck about this nigga name ain't D-Lo, but pimpin' these bitches and stacking this ring forever be my stilo. This is B-Eazy Dat Dude in the trap making pass smooth. If I ever go broke, then I'm about to pull a jack move. Since a nigga healthy, I don't even gotta worry. With my bitch from Fiji eating tandoori and chicken curry, that ism is really in me. My pimp game international, I design my own clothes, so I be always looking fashionable. Here's a couple facts about me that y'all didn't know. Some of y'all be getting bread, but I be getting bigger, dawg. I got bigger guns and a whole lot of better. And we are activated, and I'm gonna get right into it because I've been joined by the illustrious, the exquisite, the enchanting, the elegant, the Tory experience in the building. We gonna get right into it. Y'all seen the title, y'all seen the thumbnail. Let me go ahead and pull this banner down. And yeah, Latino entitlement. And just so I can get specific, because I'm not, let me give the disclaimer now. I'm not generalizing and saying all Latinos. Latino is pretty much an umbrella term, which many people that I know reject that term, but it's a term that people understand. They use Latino and Hispanic interchangeably, even though the terms are supposed to mean different things. So when I'm talking about Latinos, I'm not talking about all, not all. I'm talking about a specific segment of the population, right? So just so we get that disclaimer out of the way, so people don't try to say, because I know black people too, if some people say blacks do this, blacks do that, some people will counter and retort that, hey, no, not all of us do that, you know. So I'm reiterating that some Latino entitlement is over 9,000. Now, Cenat, you know, who in my book is a tether, but you know, he's a popular tether. He's not a tether just because he has a different background. Cenat is Trinidadian and Haitian. Shout out to Trini and shout out to Haiti. Sac passe, right? But as we break down some of this visual, you'll know why I called him a tether, right? But there's a controversy. Cenat is an extremely successful streamer. He created something called Streamer University. And there are some people in the Latino community who feel entitled to a certain amount of slots. It's funny because certain people in certain communities were talking about, no, don't be woke, the end with DEI, even though their community mainly benefited from DEI. No more affirmative action, but somehow they wanted affirmative action into Cenat Streamer University. Let's get into it. So this video I will be reacting to, it's from a West Indian gal. She has a channel called Diaspora Theory. She does great content. She holds spaces on TikTok. She lets people speak their piece. She debates them. She rebuts them. I don't know her name because her channel is just called Diaspora Theory, but she makes great content. So we're going to get into it. And this is titled, so you can watch this uninterrupted on her channel. As fair use, I will have to pause the video. I will be going back and forth from the video like this just to make it transformative. Her video is titled Hispanics Spam the N-Word. Upset with Hispanic spam the N-word, but upset with Cenat. Let's get into it. And y'all let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. And let's commence.
Streamer University, bro. I'm gonna find a university and streamer special, and I'm just gonna put a bunch of Mexican streamers, Hispanic content creators, and just call it fucking Streamara Universitaria. Let's work on the name.
Black, you're not at Streamer University. 82.5% of acceptances were black. Not that there's a problem.
Cenat is a Caribbean American. Y'all already don't consider Haitian people Afro-Latinos, even though they are. Y'all already don't consider Haitian people Latinos, even though they are. So this whole discourse about Streamer University not accepting Hispanics and Latinos.
So did y'all hear what she said? She said that Haitians are Latino. Hey, technically they are. You can't say that Dominicans are Latino, but Haitians aren't. They share the same island, the island of Hispaniola, even though there's this blood feud that is quite moronic, but that's a whole separate stream. So based on geographic, Haitians are Latino. Cenat is a Latino, but this is the issue with flat blackness, right? How many times do I gotta say it? There's no race called Hispanic. There's no race called Latino. There are many black Latinos. There are many black Hispanics. But if they're black, then they get some sort of African label put on them. And then, hey, y'all go over there with the foundationals. It's like, no, they're not the same as us. Oh, look, you guys have a similar level of melanin, so they just like y'all. And then they start talking about, if the cops pull y'all over, they ain't gonna know if they Latino. My lineage, my culture, my heritage is not based on the cops pulling me over. So y'all got to stop that pathetic line. Godfrey said that. Godfrey said that. And many other people come over here and say that you can't immigrate into a lineage. You need to stand on business for your own lineage because it's a beautiful thing. Filipinos are Asian. They don't immigrate to here and say, we all Asian, so my people went through internment. No, Japanese people went through internment. Just because Filipino people are Asian doesn't mean their history is interchangeable. But that's what we've done and accepted for so long because we thought that we were unifying, but no, it's been ethnically and culturally erasing and displacing you. But not only that, it's been a fallacy. But so just to be clear, right, there's some people who are melanated that have some sort of dual allegiance because they say, yeah, I'm black, but they sometimes put their immigrant status before them being black. They put their nationality before them being black. And then if they're from certain parts of the Caribbean, they put them being Latino ahead of them being black. So them being black is like fourth or fifth on the list. With us, we lead with blackness. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. Not say it loud, I'm Latino and I'm proud. And if you're a proud Latino, salute to you. I tip my hat to you. I'm just saying there's a difference. Foundational black Americans are not Latino. So if there's another melanated group that's Latino to try to say, hey, we the same like y'all, even though we can't claim Latino. I can't claim anything Hispanic. I can't claim anything Caribbean. So someone that can claim that, we're not the same. Doesn't mean that I'm better. Doesn't mean that they're better. I'm just saying that it's different. And that's a beautiful thing. In order for me to understand the nuances of the culture, I need to see how distinct and different it is. Not try to collapse it into one culture and say, we all the same. Like, no, we're not. This Latino spaz out is quite entertaining. Yeah, I wasn't going to cover it, but it is rather amusing. You will see. This one will be a banger. Their culture is different. Yes. How could we know their culture is different? We need to highlight the differences in the culture. We don't need to try to put everything and say it's the same, right? If I'm coming and I'm making a particular fried chicken recipe, and then someone comes and makes a baked chicken recipe, and someone comes and makes a jerk chicken recipe, and then we have to pretend it's all the same recipe because it's chicken. No, it's not. It's clearly not the same recipe. Trying to pretend that it is doesn't make it so, right? It's really wild that folks don't know Latino is not a race. Folks are so uninformed. Yeah, no, many of them don't know that it is a race, and then many of them do because clearly you can be black and Latino, white and Latino. They'll pretend as if it is a race, and then when I ask them, okay, you know who Sammy Sosa is? Is Sammy Sosa the same race as Fat Joe? Is Cenat, who's Latino, is he the same race as Cameron Diaz or Jessica Alba? So, and this is the whole point where people with us, so they understand that Latino is not a race, it's an ethnic group, right? Because many Latinos, they are represented by their nationality. Even if they're American, they'll be American born, but their lineage is Mexican. So they'll say that I'm Mexican, I'm Venezuelan, I'm Brazilian, etc. With us, we are truly the Black Americans because these other groups, they have a nation state to identify with, but many of them abdicate their nation state to go under this banner of flat blackness, and is usually, unfortunately, is usually not done for unifying purposes. Is usually not done because we love on all black people. No, it's usually done, unfortunately, not always, is done to tether and to leech and extract. Because think about this, we all African, so why do you need a little Haiti? If we're all African, why do you need a separate little Haiti neighborhood in enclave? Why do you need a separate little Senegal? I'm not Senegalese, right? I have a foundational Black American neighborhood, and that's supposed to be taken over by Chinatown, Koreatown, Japantown, Little Senegal, Little Cuba, Little Havana. Where's the Little Freedman town? If we all African, where's the African American town? And think about this, African is not good enough for these people. These people, Nigerians are African, but do they identify as African? They identify as Nigerian, and saying that they're Nigerian is not enough. I'm Yoruba, I'm Igbo, right? These people bring over their tribal mentality, so they were extra tribal in their homeland, and then we're pretending as if they come over here among us, and we're just so unified. You weren't unified in your homeland. You didn't fight for any unity in your homeland. Matter of fact, you promoted the division. Africa, the continent, 54 countries, 3,000 tribes, 2,000 different dialects. Some people living within several blocks radius can't even communicate properly with each other because of a different tribal culture and dialect. Does that sound unified to you? I'm in California. Imagine you going from Oakland to San Jose. But when you get to San Jose, you can't speak the language of the people who look like you. But no, we're not the same. So in Africa, they're saying we're not the same. And no, we don't look like you. But then they come to America and say, we all the same, my brothers, my sisters. You were in close proximity with your actual brothers, sisters, and cousins. And many of you guys were beating each other over the head. Many of you guys didn't challenge your corrupt government. I'm just saying. But Mr. 350, the big block boat rider, big rig slaps, what it do? Let me get back into the video, right?
But Big Rig, just in case you didn't see the title or you coming in late, I'm talking about the Latino entitlement of some people in that population. It's surpassing levels of 9,000. Now, Kai Cenat, I'm sure you know him, whether you follow him or not. Maybe your son does, but he is a streamer. He created his own streamer university, and then many Latinos were mad and said that, hey, where's all the Latinos at? And it's funny, right? Because when the Latinos create something, or when they do something that we created, then they gatekeep, right? Look at the Latinos in terms of the lowriders. We created the lowrider, and I'm gonna do a whole stream about that, but I'm just giving you all a preview, right? And this is why I gotta call out the cowardice of some of my brothers or so-called brothers. Many of you guys are obsessed and infatuated with Latina cooch that you're unwilling to call out the truth. Many of you guys are trying to be so cool with these people. And I'm not saying that we need to beef, like we could be cool. But if you're lying to my face and you want me to just go along with the lies, how could we truly be cool? How is that an ally? You talk about black and brown, black and brown. Well, we're the brown ones, right? But okay, fine. Let's call them the brown ones. How are you talking about black and brown? But then as soon as you go to the pen, as soon as you get into politics, the brown is trying to click up with the whites. And many so-called brown people actually are white, which there's nothing wrong with being white. There is something wrong with calling yourself brown when you know that you're racially classified as white. How many cats is willing to talk like this? Oh, no, I'm scared. I don't want beef with the Latinos. I don't want beef with the Latinos either. I want truth. I want truth and justice and reconciliation, right? We can't pretend as if we're allies. How are we going to do some black and brown come together, but one side is lying, right? One side is trying to erase you. Look at all of the lowrider commemorations that Latinos have. They give no respect to black people. The only black people that they have is tokens that are like trying to uh, all praise Latinos, right? So, and then just when you think about Latinos, I mean, that's a broad term. So we'll talk about Latinos and lowriders. Okay, like Brazilians had nothing to do with lowriders. They're Latinos. Venezuelans had nothing to do with lowriders. So look how confusing these terms are. It's supposed to be blanket terms that gives credit to everybody. Blacks and Latinos started hip hop, huh? What Mexicans had anything to do with hip hop? What Brazilians, Venezuelans, Argentinians had anything to do with creating hip hop? People will come later and contribute. How many times did I got to tell you? And contribution is not creation. There he goes. Let me go ahead and drop the link for y'all too. John, I was worried. I didn't even know if bro was gonna come. And anybody could come up, as long as if I don't recognize you, then I won't bring you up. Nah, I ain't gonna chill out because I already told the people this one would be a banger. And I already just played a Haitian person, right? This is why people ask me, why am I standing on business so much, ethnic delineation business? Because we've been late to the delineation party. Now people are trying to pretend as if we didn't grow up around y'all, or we didn't grow up hearing the same things that I have to repeat over and over and that I can pull up. People was mad at us for calling ourselves black. They was telling us not to call ourselves black. And here we have this woman. You see this woman, right? She says that she's Latino, and technically she is. And all we're saying is with the dual allegiance, you're going to have to draw a line in the sand. If you're Latino, it's a beautiful thing, right? But that means that you're ethnically Latino. You may be racially black, but if it's about ethnicity, then ethnically you're not us, right? Because ethnically I'm not Latino, and this is the double dipping that people do. Hey, I'm African Americans, huh? So one day they're African American black, and then another day they're Latino. These are all multiple different ethnic groups. So this is the whole issue that they have with saying that you're a foundational black American, because you can't tether onto it. And that's why I say the full foundational black American freedom. And you just can't immigrate into a lineage. no matter what your racial makeup is. You said he don't want no beef with the Latinos either. Um, no, I don't want no. I don't get. Hold on, I don't get what you're saying. But no, I don't want no beef with anybody. But just to be clear, that this is not from fear. It's like just beefing when people is a waste of time, right? If you about building, why would I want to beef with somebody when I'm building? If I'm beefing, that's taking time from me building, right? So no, I don't want to beef with Africans, Caribbeans. I don't want to beef with other FBA freedmen. I don't want to beef with anyone. I'll build with everyone, but we're going to be building by coming correct with some understanding. Just like my community, we got to come correct, right? We have our own issues to clean up, right? So we need to clean them up and come correct. But we also need to command that other people come correct. If we're cleaning up our mess and coming correct, everyone else has to come correct. What's up with it, John?
Oh shit.
You said it earlier, bro. I was just an ad lib. Okay, I got you. I hear you. I thought because absolutely, and I appreciate the Tory experience. And y'all, I sub to you, the Tory experience. What's up, John? Could you hear me?
Hold on right quick, B. I gotta get this little desk thing to set this laptop on. Hold on one second.
Nah, it's good. So just mute up because I'm gonna play the video. So until you get ready. All right, cool. All right, so let me run that back one more again, and I appreciate y'all for coming in. So these are some Latinos crashing out because Kai Cenat said access denied to Streamer University.
82.5% of acceptances were black. Not that there's a problem.
Cenat is a Caribbean American. Y'all already don't consider Haitian people Afro-Latinos, even though they are.
So just to be clear, again, just as for the people that just came in, and you're welcome, Tori. So she said, Kai Cenat is a Caribbean American. She didn't call him a Black American. She didn't call him an African American. She appropriately called him a Caribbean American. But then when we say, okay, cool, I'm not a Caribbean American. I'm a foundational Black American freedman. Y'all being divisive. How am I being divisive? We are the ones late to the delineation party. All of these other groups, they always used to say this. I'm not Black, I'm Haitian. I'm not Black, I'm Nigerian. I know Black, Papi, I'm Dominican. And we used to be trying to convince them, no, you are Black. We used to still be saying that goofy stuff. When the cops pull you over, they can't tell whether you African. All of this goofy stuff. Your lineage isn't contingent upon the cops pulling you over. If you were a cop, you may pull over a Japanese and a Chinese person. Both of them may have slanted eyes and you can't tell what their lineage is. They're not going to change their lineage based on the cops pulling them over. And we've been joined by Cloudness 457, the Brownsville bully. What it do, Cloudness? Let's get back into it. I'm just saying, like, people try to act weird about delineation. Y'all being divisive. No, we're just matching the energy of everybody else. Do I have to pull up the videos? People still say it today. I don't want to call myself Black. Black is just a color in the crayon box. But then they insist on calling people POCs. So you have an issue with calling someone identifying as Black, which is a color, but then you're calling people of color. Make it make sense. Let's get back into it.
Cenat is a Caribbean American. Y'all already don't consider Haitian people Afro-Latinos, even though they are. Y'all already don't consider Haitian people Latinos, even though they are. So this whole discourse about Streamer University not accepting Hispanics and Latinos, actually, there are a lot of us, a lot of Afro-Latinos there. Y'all just don't really acknowledge.
And shout out to Tor. She says they were saying that BS. I know Black, Papi. Now they mad. And this is what I'm saying, because Unfortunately, much to my chagrin, we were being all inclusive to everybody, saying, and you get a pass, and you get a pass. If they had one teeny tiny scintilla of what they would call African or Negro blood, we've been one dropping ourselves to our demise and saying, no, no, you are black. Some of us have been actually groveling, damn near begging people to claim blackness. And they were just kept saying, no, I'm not black, looking at you like you were scum of the earth. And then when many of us was always saying, yeah, you're right, you're not black. But the ones that were trying to convince them that they were black, because we were doing it from a place of love, a place of solidarity, but it was from a place of foolishness. It was from a place of, I will say, fecklessness and self-loathing, right? Because you're wanting acceptance from all these other groups when you haven't even accepted yourself. And people want to try to extract certain things from the community, culturally, spiritually, financially, but then at the same time demean and show disdain for that community. And many of us, not me, but many of us were still trying to get acceptance from these people who saying they weren't black. So when we finally had the epiphany, and people call it the delineation movement, I call it the delineation process. This is a process. There's no putting the toothpaste back in the tube. Now when we're saying, you know what? You're not black, Poppy. You don't have to say, I know black. I'm saying, you know black. You know black, Poppy. Now it's they trying to flip and double back. That's reverse racism. That's colorism. What the hell does that have to do with colorism? What the hell does it have to do with Nigerians saying, I'm not black, I'm Yoruba? Why do you guys call yourself a color? They've been saying that for multiple decade after decade. And now we have to pretend that we all black. No, we're not. Stick to your ethnic and national identity like you always did. 'Tis the season to hold your own nuts. Hold your own lineage, hold your own culture, hold your own filth, hold your own accomplishments. And Cloudness says, F them all. They don't get to spin the block. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bruh. You don't just get to spin the block saying, I know black. You feel me? Disparaging black. I'm an Israelite. Okay, why aren't you building your Israelite community? I'm a Moor. Where's your Moor community? I'm a Jew. Where's your Jew community? You don't want to be called black, but you're spending hours upon hours trying to convince others to not call themselves black. You have no Israelite community. You have no Jewish community. You're claiming that stuff, but then you in black business. You ain't black. I'm not Latino. I don't really go around and try to figure out what Latinos doing. All these people that don't want to be called black somehow is always in black business. They got a bunch of conservatives. I'm not black, I'm a Christian. But they only get money by pandering toward white Christians by talking about black people. If you're not black, then shut up, bro. Like, I don't really want to hear what you got to say. Gatekeeping is the only way to move forward, in my opinion. Yes, and after the videos, I will do a segment of that. The block is hot. The block is hot. It's an inferno on the block right now. And you said they don't know what they're talking about, B. That's the problem. These folks are dizzy. They're dizzy dolts. So, John, before I get back into the video, salute to John. John, Sin coming through. What's up with the bro?
Oh, shit, just checking in with you, bro.
Man, I appreciate you coming by, and I know your time is very valuable. So have you heard about what's been going on? You're familiar with the streamer Cenat, right?
Yeah, what did he do?
Well, he created his own institution called Streamer University. I'm not quite familiar with what it does, but basically he tries to help streamers. You know, he gives them rewards, accolades.
I think it's like a little thing where they be like all in one house, and they be like it's like a training, it's like a streaming training camp or some shit like that. Like he put all the streamers under one roof and do some sort of
So yeah, it says This event brings together established streamers, internet personalities, and musicians to serve as professors and mentors for this special program. It incorporates a student body of up-and-coming creators who are selected to participate in various activities, workshops, and clubs. So yeah, they try to project it as like an actual streamer course. Well, Kai Cenat, and I played a woman earlier. Did you hear the melanated woman that I played earlier?
I heard some of it. I didn't hear the whole thing though.
Okay, well, I'll play a little bit. Well, Kai Cenat, first of all, Kai Cenat is a tether only because he's disrespected the lineage, but he is very popular. He's successful. And as a streamer, he's good at what he does. But the thing is, he's cosplaying and tethering as FBA, but then he's on stream, which I will play shortly, talking about we have no culture, that we're just regular black. You know what I mean? And he's not the only one that did that. I think one of the Nigerian singers, Shabuzi or something, is saying, man, y'all thought I was just regular black. So what are you like really trying to say? That you're a premium form of black? You see what I'm saying? When really the standard is us. And I don't really like to get in these back and forths, but we can't just let certain things go unchallenged. When we're talking about the standard of blackness, nobody is thinking about Trinidad. Shout out to Trinidad. There's some beautiful people there, but bro, do you know any stars from Trinidad? Do you know any rappers from Trinidad? Do you know any Trinidadian actors, athletes?
Boxers? Like some boxers from Trinidad. Wasn't what's his name? I forget, but it's some
you don't even know
like
bro name. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, do you know some foundational Black American boxers off the top?
Of course.
Could you name two?
Shit, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather,
Muhammad Ali, George Foreman,
George Foreman,
Ken Norton Jr. You see what I'm saying? And once again, I'm not trying to get into the but so these are some of the people that are trying to say, y'all don't got a culture, y'all don't got this. I'm like, bro, Kai Cenat, everything that you're doing is mimicking us. You're not mimicking. There's nothing that he's doing that's Trinidadian, right? But anyways, what I'm saying is people in the Caribbean, they claim Latino heritage. And this is why we had to delineate, because Kai Cenat could technically try to say he's black one day, but then he could also say that he's Latino because he's Trinidadian and Haitian, and they're both in Latin America. And that's all a Latino is, a descendant of Latin America. Mm-hmm. So you see how you see how it gets a little bit dicey with the thing, right? He may come and start speaking, but bro, you're not speaking as a black man, you're speaking as a Latino, right? You're ethnically Latino. I'm ethnically foundational Black American. It's not the same, right? I mean, John, do you speak Spanish fluently? Did you have a like a Spanish influence on your upbringing?
Not at all.
Me either. But you're supposed to pretend you're the same because of certain levels of melanin. But let me play a little bit of this. So here, watch this. Hold up.
Y'all already don't consider Haitian people Latinos, even though they are. So this whole discourse, even though they are. Kai Cenat is a Caribbean American.
Did you hear that? She said Kai Cenat is a Caribbean. She said,
what's the first part when she said we
American.
don't consider who Latinos?
Haitians.
Haitians?
Correct. Because Haiti shares an island with the Dominican Republic. The island is called Hispaniola. It's in Latin America. But because pretty much some, I don't say this, but some in Latin America consider like Haitians like the bastards of the Caribbean because they were colonized by the French. Meanwhile, the other Latin American people were colonized by the Spaniards, which is European, right? So since many of the Haitians speak French, patois, and many of the other Latin American countries speak Spanish, then they try to ostracize them and say, hey, y'all not really Latino like us, because if y'all were, y'all would speak Spanish. Latinos speak Spanish. So there's really like a fight to have recognition in being Latino. And sometimes people put that Latino identity before their racial identity, right? Even though all of these things are social constructs, right? So that's the issue that you come into, right? Where we may be having a conversation about Black issues, but they're having a simultaneous conversation about Latinos. You're like, hold on, why are you bringing Latinos into the mix? Because many of them actually do identify as being Latino. So let me play some more of what she says.
Y'all already don't consider Haitian people Afro-Latinos, even though they are.
She said, y'all don't consider Haitians Latinos, even though they are. But see, when they come over here, you just call Haitians Black, right? You call Kodak Black. Oh, he's African American, right? So you're supposed to pretend Kodak Black is just like you. He's Black just like you. And then you say that he is. And then some of them think that, hey, well, I really ain't like you because I'm Caribbean American or I'm Latino American, right? And this is what the people have always done. It's just, we have tried to always do the flat Blackness. We all Black, but all these other people, they were saying, nah, bro, we ain't the same. You're not like us. I'm not Latino, so literally I'm not like them.
Already don't consider Haitian people Latinos, even though they are. So this whole discourse about Sherman University not accepting Hispanics and Latinos, actually, there are a lot of us.
Hey, and shout out to Big Rig. I'm here to learn, but I'm also here to teach. He never knew Haitians had a Latino background. Yeah, because some of them claim it and some of them don't. You know what I mean? It's a mixed bag. Most of them, they come over here and they just assimilate into flat Blackness. But even think about this right now, right? John, have you heard about Donald Trump threatening, or he ended TPS, which is temporary protected status for the Haitians? And he's talking about deporting a lot of Haitian migrants. Have you heard about that?
That's recent right now?
Yeah, he just did that recently. So basically, there's about 350,000 Haitians that are at risk for deportation because they had temporary protected status. And then Trump is saying, nah, y'all don't need that anymore. So, okay, Big Rig has heard about it. Well, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because they're delineating them, right? So when Haitians come over, they're just Black African American, right? But now when they're being deported, they keep calling them Haitian, Haitian, Haitian. They're not saying that they're deporting Blacks. They're not saying that they're deporting African Americans. They're saying, they're delineating and saying, oh, we're going to deport Haitians. Same thing in Minnesota. There was a scam with the Somalis. They weren't calling them African American. They weren't calling them Black. They were calling them Somali, because that's what people always have done. They identify by their nation state, by their ethnic group. Just allowing anyone to just claim Blackness as if it's the same, has served to like ethnically erase and to misrepresent us, right? Because if we're talking about, your dad has history and roots in Texas, right? I don't want somebody like Akon immigrating here later and trying to speak for the history of Texas and then saying we all Black. It's like, bruh, nah. But John, because even if you pack up and move to Nigeria and you live there 20 years, could you really speak as if you're like some authoritative figure and say, well, I've been here 20 years. Yeah, but how long has the country been here, right? Many of our people are in bondage 200 plus years, Jim Crow 100 years. You immigrate here, read a couple books, in 2 years you're a scholar. This is the concept of it being in you, not on you, right? You can't just immigrate into a lineage, right? You can immigrate to Saudi Arabia, right, and say I'm Muslim, and they'll accept you as a Muslim, but you didn't immigrate into being a Saudi Arabian person, right? You immigrated to being a citizen of that country, not part of that lineage. You know what I mean? And John, you kind of talk about it too sometimes when you bring up, in terms of, the concepts of being Hebrew, Israelite, right? Some people are like, okay, well, like, let's say that there was a predominantly Israelite city, right? Based on this concept, someone could just move there, be among the people, and now I'm an Israelite too, right? I grew up around them. Isn't that what all these other people say? I'm rapping because I grew up around Blacks. I'm saying nigga because I grew up around Blacks. I'm emulating them because I grew up around that. Yeah, but that doesn't make you us, right?
That's a fact.
And you can, yeah, but
That's
you
a
can pick
fact.
it up.
Yeah, that's a fact. Um, it keeps being controversy with the Cenat thing, bro, with him and his little lineage and who he keep jumping from here to there, and it's like that tether thing, like you said, bro. When it's all about just building up, their respect and affiliation amongst us to be accepted, they nigga this, nigga that, they trying to be with all the trends, and you wouldn't be able to say, I wouldn't know that he wasn't identifying as black. But then, the bigger
Bro,
they
nobody
get,
knew until he went on a. I'm a play the video, but go ahead, John Cook.
yeah, you feel me? As soon as they get big and they don't need us no more, where it don't really matter whether we support them or not, that's when they be waving big Haitian flags and Jamaican flags, and you feel me? I'm Nigerian. I'm
Busta Rhymes said we don't got no coach. I had never
Busta
heard.
Rhymes. They get to
I'd
they
never
get to
seen a
dissing us.
Jamaican flag.
They get
Bruh,
to
he
dissing
started
us,
dissing
bro.
us.
Yeah, they
Fat
start
Joe
dissing
said
us.
FBA is a bunch of broke niggas, and then
Broke
Jadakiss up
niggas.
there co-signing it. Fat Joe said Latinos and blacks started hip hop 50-50. And then
Shit, I
Cats was like,
just
hell nah, bro. And then they start asking him to debate. And then he just went ghost. And then he popped up with a podcast with Jadakiss. Like literally, Cats was like, hell no, that's a lie, bro. Like we wanted to debate that. Tariq Nasheed, Lord Jamar. It was a bunch of the pioneers from New York was like, bro, we'll debate you on that. That's a lie. Then he just disappeared. But then like people like Busta Rhymes was co-signing that. They got a hip
man,
hop museum in New York co-signing this.
that's what they do. That's the thing
And
now.
then
Shit, I,
John, hold on, think about this. When they say blacks and Latinos, a Latino is a broad term. A Brazilian is Latino, a Venezuelan is Latino, a El Salvadoran is Latino. So now you're trying to pretend as if Brazilians had something to create. Really, it was blacks created it. Puerto Ricans was around, and then after years of us creating it, some Puerto Ricans adopted the culture, and then later on other Hispanic groups like Mexicans and stuff start doing it. They didn't create anything. They just did what we were doing. They used to actually admit this stuff. They used to call it Moreno music, basically saying it was black music, right? They all, yeah, because think of who are the pioneers. You could name black pioneers, but there's no Latino pioneers. And then the people that you even try to think of, oh, Big Pun and Fat Joe, and what about all these people? Those people came way later, right? Those people are from what, the 90s and the 2000s, and we're talking about an
yeah,
art form that was created in the late 70s. And realistically, in terms of rapping, there were foundational black Americans that were rapping down south in the 1940s, documented. There were there's no footage. There's footage of black Americans in the 1940s rapping. There's no footage of Latinos doing that. There's no footage of any Africans or Caribbeans doing that, right? And then if the Caribbean supposedly started hip hop, it should be rich and replete of artists there. But we got more artists, we got more better artists
right.
in Pittsburgh than you can find in Jamaica. Like, no shot to Jamaica, but like, who are the like super dope Jamaican artists, right? Because they try to stick to their lane, which is reggae, reggaeton, which we've influenced. But hey, fine, that's your thing. We didn't really grow up listening to it. Like, we never hated on that, but bro, like reggae wasn't our thing. So if your
Right.
culture is about reggae and reggaeton, how are you pretending you started hip hop and rap? Who is the African version of any of your favorite rappers? I had brought up Cameron because I was saying Cameron is not even the top tier, but there's not even an African version of Cameron. So how could that be the motherland of rap? There's no
Yeah,
African Kendrick. There's no African Nas. There's no African Big L. There's no African Snoop. There's no African Dr. Dre. But they created it. It's just not adding up, bruh. So let's get back
shit
into it,
crazy.
though. You had something to add?
Nah, just crazy, bro. Go ahead, bro.
All right.
A lot of Afro Latinos there. Y'all just don't really acknowledge that. And how come nobody's calling out Kai's ethnicity all of a sudden? Why is everybody for him now?
And during the few moments that we have left, where did you stash the bananas?
Oh yeah, but like I don't think people understand like the reason he didn't invite the bigger like Hispanic streamers that we know is because literally 90% of them say the N-word. Like they say that like they're on camera, on live. They know.
Shout out to her. Hopefully she don't say the N-word, but like
He say the N-word too though. Shit. What's this? Cenat
no,
say saying it?
exactly. Yeah, he shouldn't be saying it, but that's a separate that's a separate discussion, right? And the only reason why he said it is because he is a tether and he has a bunch of tethers around him, so no one else is going to check him. He
So
did a
he's
whole
offended by
stream.
Latinos. He's offended by Latinos saying it.
No. Well,
Cause she's
we
saying he don't
don't.
got no, he ain't picking them to be the streamers, but because they say the N
No,
word, like
this is her accusation, but I don't think he stands on business like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like Kaiser not like because see,
he don't
this is
give a
the
damn.
thing. Yeah, as much as people try to talk about the N-word, it truly only means something to a foundational Black American freedman. Other people, they just use the word, and I'll play a video of them calling Nigerians that word, and they say, I ain't a Black American, like you ain't talking about me, you know what I mean? So people, they use the word when it's convenient, but then they detach themselves from the word when it's convenient as well. So this is just her assumption, and maybe this is what she's heard other commentators say, but no, I don't think he's like stands on business ethnically, that like he doesn't really care if the other Latino streamers, because there's no track record of him like standing on business calling anyone out about it. So I think she's just kind of projecting this. However, you know, if he did do this, it would be principled, but like I don't think he has that many principles.
Like they're on camera, on live. They know they're being recorded. And they say the N-word. They like continuously say the N-word. So I don't know what people expect.
But the point that she's saying is like she said 90% of them, right? So like the majority of the Latino streamers, they all like they're obsessed with the word, right? Like it's just they can't stop saying it, right? And then they say, oh, well, I grew up around blacks. Like, bro, no, you really did. And think about this. Think about that. I grew up around us, right? Like a lot of y'all grew up around stuff. You grew up around crime. You grew up around pollution. Notice what they don't say. They don't say they grew up with us. Do you ever hear that term? They say they grew up around us. They never really grew up with us. So when they was around us, they were around you at school, right? And there was a Mexican dude around you rapping, but did he really grow up with you? When you was hitting licks, when you was, you know, standing on business, like there was some other brothers with you. And if there was a Latino around, it was like a token. It was like a random Latino, but he wasn't acting Latino. He was acting like you.
Right.
He was acting like the rest of us. So this whole, they grew up around us, and I always say this, if they grew up around us, that means we grew up around them. Have you ever seen, just name one because like people have looked at Cameron, even though pink was considered a girl color, right? People would look at Cameron and was like, bro making the pink look fly. Shit, I'm gonna rock me some pink, right? You looked at a certain you know, hip hop icons, even Crisscross, right? People's like, man, I'm gonna wear my clothes backwards, right? And I ain't trying to shade, bro. Was there one Latino person that you can think of that you was like, oh, Bad Bunny dressed like this, so I'm a, you know what I mean? Fat Joe rapping like who could you name that you
Nah,
actually
bro.
looked and said
That we was
this
trying to
was inspiration
imitate
for
or get anything
yeah,
from?
yeah.
Nah,
Like
bro.
Rhyme, did you ever take a Latino, like a Latino rapper's cadence, Latino rapper style, a Latino rapper? Did you ever have an Edgar haircut, bowl cut to look like a Latino? Like, but then you could flip it over like, oh, they were trying to dress like us. Oh, they were sounding like us. Oh, they were trying to take us. Like, we're never calling people SA, right?
Never.
Even with the lowriders, we created the lowriders. Yeah, y'all did y'all thing, but like when we was doing our thing with the lowriders, we never was like, hey, what are the Latinos doing? Because even a Latino was a new term. People weren't calling themselves Latinos. It was just mainly Mexicans here. And we never was like, what are the Mexicans doing?
Whenever we do create something, though, and then other nations start like overly doing it, we really be like bagging away from that shit and just doing something different.
Bingo.
We just leave the whole shit. Like, you can have it, bro.
And And John, that's and that's why I'm gonna do a whole stream about the lowrider culture. That's literally what happened. We
I
we
swear you
created the
did. I
lowrider.
think you didn't you do a stream about that? I swear that's where I
I
think you
touched
was.
on it briefly, but I didn't go as deep as I needed to go
You got to get
because I
deeper.
just seen I just seen, yeah, it gets deeper, bro. It's got to get
Shows in the
deeper because
chat.
I just seen a new video resurface. And basically that there was Latinos, they just created some sort of commemoration of lowrider culture. Didn't even mention black people once. I told you, Big
They
Rig,
ain't gonna
this
mention it
one.
though. Like I ain't never. When have you
No,
heard like Latino
no,
people?
I'm not. No, but this
That's
is the
regular.
thing. I'm not expecting that. But
Yeah,
then
for
they
sure.
always expecting us. Remember? Do you remember Kendrick did a show and they was like,
Oh
"We're all the
yeah,
Latinos." I'm
yeah,
like, "Come
bruh.
on, bro."
They was
Every
mad
time.
because wait.
But
They
when
was
they do a
mad because
show,
Lefty
go ahead.
Gunplay didn't come out or something. What was it? What happened? It was
They was
something.
mad because they was like, where was Lefty Gunplay? Where was OGZ? They just started naming all any Latino rappers, like, huh? But then when
Man,
they do something, they don't even think about calling us
inviting
out.
us is right.
And this is why
when
I said
have
the
at
entitlement
Cinco
is over 9,000.
you ain't never seen they stopped the Cinco de Mayo parade because they like, wait, we got to get some blacks up here, bro, because they are brothers too, and we all, none of that shit.
Remember that term, black and brown.
Black and
They
brown,
don't.
they ain't doing that shit at no Cinco de Mayo shit.
But the whole black and brown, like any cat that say that's op talk, right, John? Unfortunately, you know what it's like being incarcerated. Is there black and brown unity?
Nah, bro,
That's a
not at all.
microcosm. That's the microcosm of society. That's how
I ain't never,
politics are. It's not
I ain't.
the same way the black and brown politics is behind those walls. That's how it is in the neighborhoods. That's how it is in politics. So again, many of those so-called brown people, you're brown, John. I'm brown. Literally, we are the ones brown. So when we
Yeah,
say
most of us is brown, bro. It's very hard to find black people that's literally like so dark that you think they black. Usually
yeah,
when they like that,
because that's not what the term means. That's just what
yeah,
people have. So, and the reason, and I'm glad that you said that, right? Because when we say we're black, we're not saying that our skin is actually black. It's more than just a skin tone
we're more
to
so
us.
blacked out from society. They blacked out our history.
Correct.
They
Yeah,
blacked out everything. They just said you're black, so you're not entitled to nothing. Everybody else has a history, heritage, all this shit. You don't have nothing. You're just black. That's what they said.
and that's why. And John, I like that alley-oop, bro. That was dope the way you set that up,
Yeah,
right? They blacked us out, and then think about all the terms, right? When somebody excommunicado, when someone is excommunicado, what do they say? They're
they blacked
blacklisted,
out. They blacklisted.
blackballed,
Yeah,
right?
blackball.
And then you even had a line in, something like that in the Jeffrey Dahmer song, right? But you're a black male, but then also when somebody wants to, engage in some sort of treachery, that's a form of blackmail as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Blackmail, blacklist, blackball, you know what I mean? So blacked out, right? So all of these are supposed to have a negative connotation to it, but we reclaimed it and said, no, this is what it means to us. Just like it says, with the N word, right? You know, it has so many different meanings, and many of those meanings are negative. But we said what our positive connotations we're going to put onto it is going to outweigh the negative. Now, people could debate and say, no, there should be no positive spin or no positive connotation on it. But that's an in-house debate. That's not what outsiders get to debate about, because no other culture allows you to do that. Jewish people, they use slurs to each other, but they use them towards each other. If you use it, it's going to be an issue, right? But
Right.
with us, we've tried to like ingratiate ourselves with everybody. You get a pass, you get a pass, you get like, bro, you don't have any authority to give anyone an N-word pass, right? If you pull up with your Latino homie and they're saying the word, right? Just because you gave them a pass, I don't really gotta give bro a pass, you know what I mean? I could push a line. And then now you gotta think, are you gonna fight your bro to protect a Latino to say the N-word? And matter of fact, if we're such an ally and it's black and brown, why are you trying to fight me to say the N-word? They never fought for reparations. They won't fight for an anti-black hate crime bill. They won't fight for better funding for your schools, but they will fight to say nigga. I mean, does that sound like a friend or ally or somebody that's trying to unify? They have no history of fighting, but they
They
will fight you
passionate.
in jail and they will fight to say nigga.
They passionate about saying nigga too. Like they really believe they deserve to not
It's like a
only say nigga,
birthright, bro.
they deserve they don't believe they deserve to say it, but they feel like they deserve to be able to identify as niggas. They like, no, we all niggas. I'm a nigga too. It's like what? So when it comes to nigga business, why are you so removed when it comes to that then? Why aren't you so offended by the war on so-called niggas? Why are you not proactive in the war on so-called niggas? But y'all do everything, to uplift y'all own, heritage and lineage and all this shit. But when it comes to, saying anything about any type of oppression or any rights being restored for so-called blacks or niggas, they just stand back and shit like that. You feel me? But they deserve to say it so bad, and they not racist, and they grew up with us, and they know of the struggle, and they was in the hood too, and they were slaves too, and all this shit. But obviously they don't feel the nowhere near the same amount of oppression as we do. That's why they're comfortable with, their ranking in society. Like I say, man, go back to the piss theory, bro. You know what I'm saying? They got plenty of different of other nations to pee on, you know what I'm saying, besides us. So at the same time, we all the way at the bottom. So, they're not getting bottom treatment. They deal with their own little, they got their own little gripes and shit like that, but it's nowhere near what we got to deal with. And then you even see anytime it's even they get somewhat, like if they get somewhat treated like the way that a so-called black man or woman would be, bro, they get super, they are outraged about it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But let it be us. I guess we just supposed to be used to it. We supposed to just deal with it. But at the same time, we are the coolest, most entertainingest, most innovative culture. So we still gotta mimic, and everything that y'all start doing or y'all are interested in, we want to find interest in it. We want to partake in it. We deserve a stake in it. You know what I'm saying? But whatever it got to do with y'all getting any type of reparations or any type of justification for the wrongdoings on y'all people, you on your own with that. But what y'all got going on? What's that you cooking? What's that you rap? What? How do you rap it? How you say that? What you call that? What's your slang you doing? Oh, how y'all wear y'all clothes? Oh, how you wear that hat? Oh, okay, right. Oh, what you call your whips? What you call your women? What you all of that? Y'all want to keep take note and be a part of. But when it comes to, hey, bro, it's time for us as a people to be uplifted, you know what I'm saying? Because the system has been made for us uh uh seclude us and specifically hold us back lower than the rest of society. Hey, can y'all help us? Do y'all want to stand with us? Oh no, man, that's y'all problem. You know what I'm saying? But then whenever we trying to, go for something politically, like, hey man, can we get a bill passed for blacks? Oh no, man, that's not right that y'all trying to do something just for blacks. Everybody should do this and that. Whenever we trying to get something done, everybody should get it. But whenever it's something that only, you know what I'm saying, is hurting or harming us, it ain't that big of a deal. Shout out the
Yeah, no,
Tory
I hear
experience. She
you.
said exactly, that's bullshit. Straight up. That's how I be going, bro.
And Big Rick
For
says
a
you won't
long
hear
time.
black,
Like
but
we've
I
been
did
seeing that in
see.
society. Like, just
And
over
yeah,
and
I
over
really got to
again, bro.
get
We could
deeper.
give millions of examples, bro, and it's gonna keep on going on. You know what I'm saying? I can get deeper on why, but I'll do that on the It Gets Deeper channel. You feel me? But that's just how it
Yeah, hold on.
is. It's just the cold
Hey,
part
could you
about
hear
it
me?
is we know that's how it is. They just refuse to just even acknowledge that it's the truth. They want to act like it's a lie and we just hallucinating or something. Like, bro, there's no hallucination. They be like, oh man, black people have victim, or what they say, y'all have victim mentality, or y'all have they try to blame it on
Yeah,
us like we
victimhood.
just
Could you hear me, bro?
hold on, what be saying thing? No, I can't hear you, B. I thought you
Yeah,
had
cause nah, I've been
I
talking.
thought you was on mute. Can
Hey,
y'all hear B? This shit is
Tori, I know you still
gaslighting.
in the chat. Could you hear me?
Maybe I'm tripping. I can't hear you though.
Yeah, if you can't hear me, then you probably
I
gonna have
see
to
your
drop
thing
down and
moving
come
like
back up.
your audio's picking up. I can't hear. Can y'all hear B-Eazy in the chat? Or can y'all hear me or what?
I mean, we could hear you.
You want me to drop down and come back up or?
Yeah, drop down and come back
I
up.
can't hear you at all. I don't know what happened. Type.
Hold on.
Oh, she said she could hear both of us. Well, shit, I just can't. I don't know what's going on with my shit. Then B, I'm finna drop down and come back in. Or matter of fact, B, put the drop the link in the chat again so I can hit it again and bounce back in here.
All right, I got you. I'm gonna drop the link. Okay, and Big Rig says you won't hear black, but I did see a Mexican cat do a video with on the black starting up low riding. They just didn't have hydraulics in it. They were slammed vehicles. And with the whole hydraulics, I mean, it depends on who you ask. There's some white dudes that were attributed with creating hydraulics. They say Jim Log and I forgot some other white dude. But we did our own form of hydraulics and stuff, But not only that, like I just talk about the lowriders, period, right? The whole concept of lowrider was created by a foundational Black American woman, Bertha Bell. So no one is not trying to say that, hey, they didn't help expand the culture. No one is not saying that they didn't do their own thing and add their own flair to the culture. But still, a contribution is not a creation, right? You know what I mean? And whatever they created, they would tell you, hey, it's not the same as what we created. And that's all we're saying. Like, yeah, we created something entirely different, right? So if they created lowriders, what's their term, right? You can't say, hey, I created this, but I'm gonna use the black people term. If y'all created this and y'all was doing it for so long, why didn't y'all have your own term? So y'all was doing it for so long, had no term, then black people came up with a term. Yeah, we was doing this for a long time, but we're gonna use the black term. It just doesn't make any sense, bro. But what does make sense is that we were doing that apart from whatever they were doing, right? Because we just don't get our influence from other groups. And like John was saying earlier, when other groups start doing what we do, we kind of pivot, right? We started breakdancing. And then we kind of pivoted, and then a bunch of Latinos and Asians picked it up. So if you look at right now, the most prominent breakdancers in the world are probably going to be Asian and Latino. Not because we can't do it, but it's like,
We
come on,
just
John. By
stopped
the
doing
time
that shit.
because we're creating all sort of other dances, Harlem Shake, the Dougie,
Like I said,
Gritty.
we be
create
abandoning shit once it get
yeah,
too cool somewhere else. Like just like that's a prime example. Breakdancing. We niggas do not be doing that shit. You can find some niggas like in New York somewhere or like hella it's scattered out, but it's not a thing like a in thing with us no more. Like you know what I'm saying? That's like a thing of the past. But other cultures, they didn't adopted that shit and really just now when we look at it, we just expect them to be doing that shit. That's not something we just do.
yeah, and it's not a matter of that we can't do it, like we just
We
kind of moved
started it.
on for it.
We
Yeah,
started
and
it.
this
Nigga
that's
just
what I'm
got
saying.
seeing you do it so much, like, you know what? I really don't like it that much no more, bro. It's just like the
Yeah,
N-word, bro. It's like
yeah,
when we
it's
for a
getting
minute,
tired.
the word nigga was like, you feel me? It felt like we was a part of something. Like it was an insert, it
Yeah,
was like an
right. Yeah,
inside thing. Like we had something that this is out, it was us. Now, so many people overly say it and overly abuse it. It's like, man, we gotta come up with a new word, bro. Cause it's just y'all making it just not even it's just it's worthless at this point, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, like they always say, like we take shit and turn it into sugar. You know what I'm saying? Or we take you know what I mean? You'll take
yeah.
some
When life
piss and turn
gives
it
you
into lemonade.
lemons, make lemonade.
Right, all that shit. Now it's like, well, shit, y'all didn't overly did it. It's not even as cool as it once sounded and shit like that. You know what I'm
At
saying?
all.
It's
And
it's
and
like,
and
you
that's
know,
why it's because people that are not of the lineage, not of the culture are saying that. It's just like right now, if you try to speak Spanish, right? You may be able to speak it, and then there are gonna be some words that you can't really pronounce right, and they know that it's not authentico. They know that you're speaking Spanish, but you're not it's not in you. You know what I mean? To really
yeah.
speak like that, right? It's
Yeah.
the same way, if you try to do an accent, right? Like right now, if you try to do a Nigerian accent, you're gonna have to try to make up one. It's gonna try to sound funny, but it's not gonna sound authentic. Meanwhile,
Right.
when they talk, their accent is authentic. They don't have to add any you know what I mean? Any extra sauce onto it, right? And that's the same thing
Mm.
too. And this is why there's this where some people think that people like Kai Cenat and Africans shouldn't be saying the N word either, because really it's not a part of your culture, and it's not about us fighting to protect that word. But if we don't gatekeep our culture, then it's like then everyone just sees this as a sweet lick. It's pretty weak because
Right.
even when you hear them, like if we just talking, hey, what's up, John, my nigga, how it been? You know what I mean? Like, no, it's all good, my nigga. You know what I mean? Like we just say it in a normal flow of discussion, and we've turned it into a term of endearment where outside people looking in, we flow and we sound so cool saying it that they say, oh, John and B sound cool saying it. They say it to each other. Now I'ma say it. But there's no other context that you would do that. If you're with your beautiful lady and you keep saying, hey, baby, could you make me a sandwich? All right, baby, go tuck the kids in, and baby this, and then you come over and invite me and introduce me,
Right.
and I call her baby. I mean, you call her baby. Why can't I? It's the same concept. You wouldn't want no other dude calling your wife baby just because you call it, right?
Right.
If I come over and call your daughter, hey, my little princess, will you call your daughter my little princess? Why can't I? There's no other context where it makes sense. Y'all call each other nigga. Why can't I? Like, bro, you ain't part of me. We already talked about, like, your brother may get away with saying some stuff to your face. That don't mean that the neighbor could say the same thing that my brother just said to me, right?
Right.
If a dude says, man, god damn, man, I get sick of my mama and stuff, and then somebody comes and follow, yeah, bro, I'm sick of your mama too. Well, you said you
Nigga like, yeah, man, fuck your mama. You like, bro, wait, hold on, nigga, that's my mama.
well, you said it. It's like, hold on now.
Yeah, straight up. That's good ass examples you gave, bro. For real, for real.
Bro, every time I say those examples, literally nobody had a retort. I had told a Mexican dude, I kept calling him fool and essay and all this stuff, and then he straight up told me, he was like, honestly, bro, he's like, essay is something that we say between our community. Like, he was telling me that. I gotta try to find. I had a screenshot, and I said, hold
He
on,
offended.
don't
But
you
y'all
be
saying
saying
nigga.
nigga? And then this is exactly what he said. He said, I
Overly,
never
so they
looked.
be overly saying it.
He said, I never looked at it that way. And then he just didn't message me back.
I bet you he's still saying nigga though.
Exactly. So now what they do is when you bring it up, all they do is they just stop hanging around black people. They just only start hanging around each other. So then they're all saying it around each other. And then they say, why you tripping, fool? It's just a word, because they're around a bunch of other Latinos, and then they'll be
But
outnumbered.
do
They'll
they
get a
say
black
that?
dude.
But do they say that to their moms and dads and shit like that?
I always
To
ask them that. Do
to
you
their
say that to your
elders?
abuela? Do you say that to your tia? And
Cause
also this.
cause keeping it real, B, not to cut you off, but most of us, like my family often that my mama don't even want me saying nigga. I don't
Exactly.
I don't
Our
say nigga
elders
to my
don't
mama.
understand this. And this is what I'm trying to say. So and this is why I said, like, no one has the authority to give a pass. So let's just say I said, hey, I'm giving my Latino a pass, and then I came to pick you up from a photo shoot, and there's a Latino person dropping an N-bomb. It shouldn't be any person. But if your own mama, your own flesh and blood don't want you saying it, how am I supposed to? There's no justification that I can explain for giving someone outside of the community a pass to say that word, right?
Mm-hmm.
No one can look at your mama and say, damn, John, why your mama tripping? It's just a word. They say it in rap songs all the time. His mama don't
Right.
listen to rap songs, right? So and then this is the thing, they'll be walking through Walmart, Taylor Swift is playing, and then they saying, I'm only saying it because of rap song. There's no rap music playing. Taylor Swift is playing. Why are you saying nigga? You feel me?
Right.
That they live in these enclaves where it's little Mexico, like everyone around you is Latino. There's no reason to say that. They talking about, oh, I grew up around y'all. Like, did y'all? Like, because to be honest, like, we really didn't grow up around each other like that. And if we did, it was around each other. It wasn't with each other. How many quinceañeras have you truly been invited to? How many fiestas have you been invited to?
Ever, nigga. I wouldn't even want to be. That's some sick, weird shit. Anyway, I don't even want to be invited to no quinceañera, my nigga. How be feel out
I'm
of
not
place?
saying you do. I'm just
I
saying.
know. I'm just putting that out there though. Like, nigga, we don't even want to be invited to the type of shit that they is normal with them. That's weird. Like, the fuck, I'm going to some shit trying to celebrate somebody that's 16, like they a grown ass woman. That's crazy. Like, no.
And they be going all out too with that.
Yeah, that's
They
crazy.
play a
Y'all
little
don't
bit more.
respect it, bro. For real. A lot of them cultures, bro,
That's
be
their
really
culture.
man, bro. For real. That's their culture for real, for real.
Yeah. All right, let's get into some of the video. And salute to Frank Nitty, Mr. Gritty.
Respect. And they say the like they're on camera, on live, N-word. I don't think people understand like the reason he didn't invite the bigger like Hispanic streamers that we know is because literally 90% of them say the N-word. Like they say that like they're on camera, on live, they know they're being recorded, and they say the N-word. They like continuously say the N-word. So I don't know what people expect from Cenat if that's what our Hispanic creators do. Like the bigger Hispanic creators, they go on live. They literally go on live on camera and spam the N-word. I don't understand.
The record, I don't talk about these bitches. I don't talk about these niggas. I'm just getting to these figures. OnlyFans is getting
Nigga. I'll say nigga if I nigga. Started right on the missile. Nigga, am I lying?
Nobody care about your dog, nigga. Nigga think of a dog as a flex.
How you feel about Mexicans whenever they say the word low-key?
I think, like, it's valid.
Why do you think that is valid for Mexicans to say it?
I don't know. We're the same, like, we're family, bro.
You think that we're the same as black folks?
Nah, I think we're better.
Whoa, shoot. Why you say we're better?
We are, bro.
Wait, why though? You gotta like elaborate a little bit. Just a little bit.
Because, bro, we're Mexicans, bro. We're the shit, bro.
Boy.
Before I go in, John. Remember. But hold on. He said, yeah, Mexicans can say nigga, we're the same. We're the same.
No, we're better. Well, why y'all don't got a better word?
Because we're Mexican, right?
Go upside his little head, man. It'll be nacho, Doritos, taco sauce all over that motherfucker, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Shit like that. See, y'all, they disrespectful, low key. Like, nigga, even when you try to just like, okay, cool. It's certain shit you just can't like. If that was my friend or something like that, I'd have had to go upside his head. You feel me?
And then peep this, like, and John, remember I gave that trans issue, that trans analogy, and if you don't, I'm finna bring it back one more again for you. You know who Caitlyn Jenner is?
That's the dude, the dad, the Kardashian dad or whatever.
You remember what his name was before?
I forgot what it was, bro.
Bruce Jenner.
Yeah. That's crazy. Nigga forgot his man name. Yeah, Bruce Jenner, bro.
And that further cements my point. Literally forgot his man name because you've truly accepted that this person is Caitlyn now.
That's what
the
he
person
called.
lived 50 plus years.
That's Bruce
being called Bruce, and woke up one day and said, "I want to be called Caitlyn." And guess what?
What
People
you know?
honor that.
He was more popular as Caitlyn. Nigga, you hear that name more, so nigga forgetting the Bruce.
No, but what I'm saying is, at the drop of a dime, when he says, "I'm no longer Bruce, I'm Caitlyn now," people at the drop of a dime stop calling him, or are now calling Bruce Caitlyn, and she's her, right? So literally at the drop of the dime, they can stop saying N-word, but they don't want to.
Yeah,
they don't mind.
Sure.
They don't mind if somebody's name is Bruce and they want to change their name to Barbara. They'll say, you know what? Okay, I knew you 40 years as Bruce, but I'll call you Barbara. But then if you say, hey, you know me 30 years and bro, I've grown up, bro. I got kids now. We used to be young saying the N-word. Bro, don't say that around me anymore. And then they'll literally fight to say the word. They respect trans people. They respect a man transitioning into a woman and calling them her.
But
I mean, that's your position. But don't respect. And they'll say that you're your friends animals, and they allies.
They respect everything more than the black man. They even respect the black woman more than the black man. The black man is
Bro,
at
that's
deep
the
violence.
ultimate, John.
That's
When
what
you
I'm
add the
saying.
animals, bro, that's beyond the piss theory.
Yes.
That's like, because it's levels to the piss theory. That's like that's like
That's
piss theory R. Kelly edition.
it's still the piss theory though, cause shit, even the animals got somebody to piss on. Like nigga, you could go.
No, I'm not saying it's not the piss
I never
theory.
even
I'm
thought
just saying
about it till you really
saying
just. That's
I'm
true
saying
though.
it's beyond.
It's
I'm
bro.
just saying
It gets deeper.
it's so much stronger because it's like
animals got more rights than a black man, bro.
that's crazy. It's like
Animals
every
got more rights.
ethnic group
You
is
would do
peeing
more
on it,
time
and
for
just
killing an animal than killing a black man.
and John, just when we thought, we was the lowest at the totem pole, they trot out an animal. They trot out a chihuahua to piss on us too.
Man, I'm trying to tell you,
deeper, cuz.
True story.
But let's run that back. But again, these people are acting confused, talking about black and brown, but like we're better than you. Oh, and then did you hear that chick rapping? She was saying
yeah, she was talking about some in the bitches and the niggas and the they hold everything. Hey, let me say this, B. Wait, B, because you don't really be emphasizing on this. Their mannerisms it's not just like they dress like us, talk like us. Bro, they even try to move the way that we move. Look at their cadence and how they try to just pop their shit. You see what I'm saying?
There with it?
What I gotta go there with it because we don't never go there. We don't go there.
No,
Let's talk about
that's real.
Look,
that's
B,
real. Go ahead.
B, you can do because this is what you do, and this is normal. Like everybody that stream, like we react and we'll play, but we always got the audio playing. What if we just literally put the shit on mute and you just watch their movements? Who are you imitating? You're trying to move like a nigga. Come on, bruh. Y'all trying to say like,
that's
oh
wild.
no, we just say the words, but we got our own culture. No, they trying to move like us. Who taught you to bounce like that? I don't care whether it be the females if they trying to twerk. I don't care if it be the men if they trying to hit whatever dance it is that we be hitting that we make popular. If you want to find a pimp of another nationality, of another race, when he trying to pop his ism or whatever, look at his mannerisms in the way that he moves. If he doing it right, he doing it like he a so-called black man. And that's for real, bro. Like we don't be on them about that. They be trying to move like us. And fuck sound and look, bro. Y'all trying to move like us, bro. To move like somebody, B, let's get this correct. Do you not have to look in the mirror at yourself and practice? There's no way, B, I can just imitate something without practicing it first. Like when I was growing up, before I became being able to a so-called rapper, right? I heard other people rapping and I had to start, mimicking they raps and saying they raps. Then I started making my own based off of theirs. So I had to imitate, you know what I'm saying? The Snoop Dogg, the Tupacs, all the shit I grew up listening to, the Dr. Dre. I had to be rapping they shit first. So in order for me to develop that, I had to look at how they do it. Then I had to see how I look. I'm in the mirror in the bathroom. I'm imagining myself on stage. Y'all really are obsessed with black people, bro. Y'all scared to admit it. Don't tell me you ain't never been in the mirror after you watched it, Boys in the Hood or Society or whatever it was that you seen first of us. If you didn't grow up with us, like you say. You feel me? Or maybe you grew up with us, like you say, after we was outside playing basketball, you went in the house and you looked in the mirror and you tried to imagine you was little Ray Ray, or you was little Nate Sean, or you was little Trayvon. And you was trying to say, nigga, just like how he said, nigga, you didn't only want to say it like he said it, you wanted to look how he looked when he said it. So you tried to practice your posture. You try to posture yourself like, and you want to, you look at, it's not just about the sagging of the pants. It's how we stand when we sagging the pants. It's our whole cadence in which we move. It's deeper. Y'all trying to literally move. You're trying to embody. You're channeling the spirit of niggas, but you don't want to challenge. You don't want to channel this spirit of slavery and oppression and all these 400s of years and all this trauma and all this pain and all this shit we still go through this day. Y'all don't want to, and that's what kind of make you cowardly and weak, because you want to sneak and you want to pussyfoot around shit. But then when it comes to just saying the word nigga, y'all want to get bold. Yeah, we can say nigga, we better, we this and that and all that. Yeah, okay. Well then why do y'all, since y'all so much better, why are you mimicking the mannerisms of so-called niggas? You had to go practice, you had to study to do this shit. You didn't just hear niggas and see niggas one day and then just knew how to do that shit. It don't work like that, bro. You had to develop, you had to acquire, you feel me, a real liking for, you know, studying the mannerism, movings, and the movements, and you know, the sound, the whole everything, the whole energy, the spirit of a nigga. I could write a book called The Spirit of a Nigga, man, and go deeper into just, you know, how they just do that shit, man. They trying to literally channel the spirit of so-called blacks, bro. But go ahead and play that shit, B.
Hey, first, could you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, cool. I just had to make sure. So let me see. And shout out to the Tory Experience. She been rocking out with us. She said the Latino version of that 90s movie, Single White Female, weird shit. I'm telling y'all. That's how I see them folks. Well, single white female, they could be Latino, because remember, there's no race called Latino, and many of them actually are racially white.
They identify as that too.
Yeah. So
When
that's
they
why I'm
want
saying
to.
it's kind of, yeah.
If we just looked at this girl right
we
here,
already heard
shit.
Lefty. Yeah, that's
Look
what
at
she
her,
is
shit.
racially. Just like Lefty Gunplay, like he said. Yeah, he said I am white. But when there you go. He's around Latinos, bro. I'm just as Latino as you. And then when he's around white people, like, bro, I actually am white, because
When he get pulled over by the police, he's white.
Yeah, because on his because there's no race called Latino. So once they get pulled over, it's gonna say race, and it's gonna have a W next to it, just like Fat Joe or anyone else. And shout out to the Tory Experience. So let's play some more of this. Hold up. And I appreciate you rocking out, John.
For sure.
And spam the N-word. I don't understand.
The record, I don't talk about these bitches. I don't talk about these niggas. I'm just getting to these figures. OnlyFans is getting
Nigga.
What happened?
Oh, my bad. I was on mute. What's up with the list? I don't talk about these bitches. I don't talk about these bitches. I don't talk about... Was that bars?
But if we just get to just really just calling how we see it, we hating. We hating, and she's better because she's Mexican or whatever she is.
And this why I respect Snow the product, bro, because she Mexican and she don't never use the N-word, and she actually call out her. I could respect that. And
I didn't know
actually,
that she didn't use the N-word. I didn't even know.
Yeah, and that's the only reason. And she actually, some years ago, she had got into at least a verbal dispute with some dude named American Cholo, who's like some Honduran person.
Southern California Mexican blogger, YouTuber.
Yeah, and he's super anti-black. He said if they try to get reparations, that he's gonna try to gather La Raza to protest. And he was like, we need to get reparations first. So before
Y'all
they
got it. They got it though.
They already did. That's what I'm trying to say.
There's no reparation. Y'all have it. Y'all living it. You feel me? Every day, y'all living it out. Like, nigga, we don't. This is crazy, bro. Especially if anybody in California. I ain't finna go into that. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Let's play some more. Hold on.
Nigga, I'll say nigga if I. Nigga.
It started right on the missile.
Nigga, am I lying?
Nobody care about your dog, nigga. Nigga think of a dog as a flex.
How you feel about Mexicans whenever they say the word Toki?
I think, like, it's valid.
Why do you think that is valid for Mexicans to say?
I don't know. We're the same, like, we're family, bro.
You think that we're the same as black folks?
Nah, I think we're better.
Whoa, shoot. Why you say we're better?
Because we are, bro.
Wait, why though? You gotta like elaborate a little bit. Just a little bit.
Because, bro, we're Mexicans, bro. We're the shit, bro. Are we not?
Are you black?
Me?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm Cuban.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's get a beer.
I just heard you say my like.
Nah, Guichi, bye-bye.
Huh?
Guichi, Cuban, born and raised in Cuba.
No, you said though.
Yeah, I say that way. Yeah,
why though?
You're not from me? That's how. Are you recording me? That's crazy. You're weird as hell for that.
Yeah.
But all right, in Miami, I'll explain this. In Miami, every Cuban.
Everybody was saying, if you're Mexican, saying.
So did you hear him? He said he told the dude that he was weird as hell for recording him, but he ain't weird as hell for going around saying nigga all day. And then he said, here's the fact: every Cuban in Miami says nigga. And mind you, the Cubans in Miami are extra anti-black. They are the
that's
true.
Also cap. You can't say every Cuban, every nobody ain't saying nigga. It's you and the people that y'all saying nigga. That's who's saying it. They always trying to every Cuban.
They trying to project it on everybody,
right? Ask him if his grandma and grandpa say nigga or they say nigger.
Or and I always say this too, John. When these Latinos, when they give birth to a son, right? And I say, did you give birth to a little nigga or a little nigger, right? Ask them, is they son a YN? That's what they won't call their sons. They'll say
Right.
nigga, nigga,
Never.
nigga,
You ain't
but
never
they
heard
won't
them
call
think.
when is a
Never.
Latino ever?
I've never seen, I ain't never even seen somebody, because you know, you could take a video and just put a title on it. I ain't never even seen nobody just put that in the description of anybody that was Latino or whatever you want to call it, just call them, right? Talking about young Latin YNs or just saying
Never.
YNs, but they wasn't black. They was something else. Never.
At all. And then on top of that, look at the contradictions, right? And some people be falling for this. They're black and brown, and the dude try to do it. Man, we're family, right? But let's just say that we were family, right? Let's I got my argumentative strategy where I can see the point, right? Fine, we are family, but y'all won't hire us. We're family, but you won't hire us. We're family, but
Never.
you don't want to intermingle and have a brother, right? At those quinceañeras, they don't mind if that 16-year-old has a white boyfriend or an Asian boyfriend. She better
They
not have
they
a
are
black
they are
one
in
though.
fear when a black man got, what's up? Shout out to Vibrant in the chat. They are in fear when a black man is
Lefty
mingling with their women.
gunplay. Lefty gunplay. He did say that Latino shouldn't be saying nigga, but then in the very next sentence he said, if my daughter came home with a black dude, I'd be like, what the fuck? He
Mm-hmm.
he,
But
he
don't
doesn't
he
care if
say
his
nigga?
daughter. Yeah, I haven't heard him say it.
I think Lefty Gunplay. I know the other dude, Swifty. What's his name?
I'm not. Yeah, the
Swifty
Swifty
Blue say
dude
it.
does. I don't really listen to Lefty Gunplay like that. So
I
when I
don't
see
either.
him,
But
it's only clips. So maybe he does. I'm just saying
he's so
he
damn
has a
garbage.
video of him saying that they shouldn't say it. And shout out to the hardest working mod on YouTube. And like Tori says, it's delusionally disrespectful. Yeah, it's extra disrespectful. You can't try to tell me that we're allies and you want to see what's best for our community. And we say, bro, look, we know y'all won't hire us. You know, we know you don't want us dating your daughters. All we ask is that you don't say this word around me, because they gonna be in the shower saying it, right? They gonna be around each other saying it, right?
For
Fine, but it's
sure.
like show some decency and
Some
respect and just not
decency.
say that
Cause
around me.
cause they show the decency when they around their parents and shit. They don't be trying to sound like they
Exactly.
black in front, cause they know their parents gonna look down on them like you trying to act like those black people.
Correct.
Simple as
Those
that.
mayates, those
That's what
negritos,
they would say. So don't try
morenos,
to act like
they
you not.
already know that.
They
Yeah.
know the truth.
And that's also a form of cowardice too, right? Because you're putting on a costume around us, but when we get around them, we ain't trying to be like, hey, let's get some cowboy boots and look like a mariachi singer. We ain't trying to do that, cuz. But like they try to look like us, sound like us, the mannerisms like us. But I'm this is no diss, bro. There's no like Latino that I looked at. Like there was never an instance where I was like, I was inspired by Fat Joe. I saw Fat Joe inspired by us, and he was accepted into our culture. You know what I mean? But there was but on the flip side, like who was Fat Joe put on that's black into Latino culture, right? We've accepted him into black culture, but like what has he done to bridge the gap, right? The only thing he's done
Remy
is say
Ma.
nigga.
No, he didn't put on. Did Big Pun sign Remy or Fat Joe? I think she around when Big Pun was live.
That I'm not sure. I would have to look into.
I think she came maybe after Big Pun was probably dead damn near.
Yeah, and then I know Cuban Links has a lot to say about that too, right? He
Yeah,
thinks
Cuban Link ain't even, but it ain't no black people in the terror squad except for Remy, huh?
yeah.
But let's get deeper. Does Remy identify as a black woman?
That's what I'm saying. We don't know that it's sus. See, before we would say any type of melanin and just say
She
that they're
might pull a
it's
Nicki
like,
Minaj on us, bro, because we thought Nicki was black until she just
yeah,
went.
she's Caribbean. She's technically
Yeah.
she's Latina. To be honest, she's Trinidadian.
Yeah,
Trinidad is in
right. That's what
Latin
she said.
America. You see what I'm
Yeah, that's what she
saying?
said.
Cardi
Yeah.
B, right? They try to put the black label on Cardi B, and she said, I know black. Cardi B is what? Latina. But remember, there's no race called Latina. So people try to pivot. They try to use race when they think it's advantageous to them, and then they try to pivot and try to say, no, I'm not racially black, I'm ethnically Latino. But then when I
Facts.
say that I'm ethnically foundational Black American freedman, they consider that divisive. But this is what every other group has been doing. Latinos do it all the time. John, you know, we in California, right? Mexicans don't go around saying they're the same as an El Salvadorian. El Salvadorians don't think they're the same as a Puerto Rican. Puerto Ricans don't think they're the same as somebody from Brazil. Brazilians don't think they're the same as an Argentina. But we're supposed to pretend you're the same as a Jamaican. You're the same as a person from Senegal. You're the same as a person from. So basically, you're the same as Akon. You're the same as French Montana. You're the same as any other person that you can think of. But like, why? Just because someone told you, and rather than stand up and say, nah, that don't really make sense. You know what I mean? You know, you're just supposed to accept it. But yeah, those days are over.
Yeah. But in Miami, I'll explain this. In Miami, every Cuban.
Everybody was saying, if you're a Mexican saying nigga, you're a racist. And then Rich Rapper said, nah, actually, if you're a Mexican who doesn't say nigga, you're the racist one.
The word nigga, I'm only gonna.
Did you hear what he just said, bro?
Did he say Rich Trap? Who did he say said that though? Did he say Rich Trapper?
I don't know. And I don't. Yeah, hold on. But then even that corny response saying, no, he's saying that Mexicans who don't say nigga are racist. Like,
yeah, but he said
like,
somebody said who's
yeah.
I know.
I'm about to play it back.
Saying nigga, you're a racist. And then Rich Rapper said, nah, actually, if you're a Mexican who doesn't say nigga, you're the racist one.
The word.
It sounds like
Rich Trapper.
It sounded like he said Rich Trapper, but then the
Rich Trapper is the LA.
Who is that?
Rich Trapper is a YouTuber from LA. He like a Crip dude or something like that, but he be talking hella fast and shit. He does a lot of blogging like on the No Jumper show and shit. Like he's not on there, but I'm saying
that nigga
he makes like that nigga though.
No
That's
jumper niggas are not credible.
I mean, he's not a. I'm saying that's who he blogs about a lot. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear what you're saying. I wasn't saying that to you. I'm just saying anybody, the cast that's on No Jumper is Sambos and Tethers, bro. Like even that dude that was on there who was saying he don't funk with no Latinos, he slide. That nigga was Belizean, bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
No Jumper has a lot of those cats on there. And then I told you, even the ones that are actually from the lineage, the majority of gangbangers are coons, bro. The majority of gangbangers is on some sucker shit, bro. You just got to call it what it is, bro, because there's nothing hard about sliding on another black man because he made a podcast. Where you at, nigga? I'll pull up. Okay, pull up on the Mexicans, bro. You feel me?
Right.
Those Mexicans that was funking with you when you was locked up, when you came out, now you're cool with them, but they ain't cool with you.
Sunlight in there.
Yeah, so shout out to Sunlight from the Sunshine State, shining brighter than a diamond, the Florida fam. What it do, Sunlight? This is our burden as black people simply because we are the pinnacle of influence. And that's the thing, right? We just got to do a better job of balancing that influence, right? Like we talked about, we're going to continue to influence and innovate. We're so influential that some of that, John, some of your old raps from 10 years ago, you can just repackage and put on a song today. And it's going to sound like, damn, you made a new song. Like, bro, that's just 10 years old. It's a 10-year-old verse. But that's the power of your influence. That's the power of your innovation. When you create things that's timeless. A lot of the rap music I listen is old, bro. It's, you know, I'll occasionally listen to some new stuff, but I get some inspiration to, like, you know, from, you know, the old Yuck Mouth, the old Snoop, right? The old Wayne and like that. That's where I get like a lot of inspiration from. Because just because it's new doesn't mean that it's better, bro. A lot of things were built better back then, bro. Like there were some cars that were built better, toys, bro. There's a lot of reason why there's people. How did these people live to 100? Because they were built different. They weren't eating all this McDonald's and all this fake stuff, right? They were built different. But you look at them as old and you think that, hey, they're not modern. So, older is not better, but newer doesn't mean better, right? So, I mean, I got some new modern cameras, but some of the best shots I took were some cameras that were super old. And cats like, bro, you sure you took it with that? I'm like, yeah, bro. It's like it's more so about the operator too than the equipment.
Facts.
Let's get back into it. But yeah, like there are like a lot of LA cats and some of my people from down south. He said some of the when you go to LA, like he said, it'll kind of make you feel sad about being black because there are a lot of people that do want to be accepted by Latinos. So they'll try to, give them give them this pass, or some cats, they'll be so obsessed, with like, you good over there?
Yeah, I was messing with my little thing. I didn't know I could do all this shit on here, bro. While I'm on here, I got effects and shit on here. I ain't never even fucked with this shit. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. Yeah, no, I was just saying sometimes some cats be so obsessed with like Latino cooch that they are like afraid to just call this stuff out. But I'm like, bruh, if the cooch is really there for you, it's gonna be there after you stand on business. Like nobody respects someone who doesn't stand up for their community. If you want to be with a Latina, you want to be with Maria, Consuela, Becky, Chung Lee, whoever you want to be with, don't lose and strip your identity just for some vagina. There's nothing manly or masculine about that. That's actually pretty pathetic and cowardly that you're going to slide inside some vagina and then be willing to sell out your community just to appease and pacify another community where, oh, you're
That's gonna shit on you. That's gonna
and
shit on
they
you.
wouldn't hesitate. They wouldn't hesitate, right? Cars, appliances, food, and especially the music. We had real music in the 90s. Bro, think about them old school refrigerators, those old school Kenmores and all this stuff. Cars, they were made of like really sturdy metal. Now it's all like plasticky stuff. The real music in the 80s and 90s, John. When you think about the movies, bro, the 80s and the 90s were the golden era, bro. You really don't be watching movies like that, do you? You
The
know why?
last
Because it's
movie
not really no good ones like that,
I
bro.
just watched, the last movie I just watched,
Even the
what
movie,
came
hold
out in
on, the
like,
movie that you brought up yesterday on your stream, that
oh,
movie
the
was
Holy
from like the
Mountain,
70s. The movie was
1973.
from like the 70s, cuz.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
that
Those were
Denzel
like the
movie I was
golden
talking
era.
about, that the Fallen from Denzel, that came out in 98.
That's what I'm saying. Those were the
It's all the
golden
best
era
shit.
where, and guess what, John? It wasn't no AI back then. People had to really think and create, right? And yeah, you can use AI as a tool, but an AI can never mimic the lyricism of John. It can attempt to mimic it, but it can never fully
Hey,
recreate that.
look what Tori says. She said we need a black closed door meeting for the culture. Hey, but this what I'll be saying, B. We gotta develop some shit that's off. The only way we're gonna do it, gotta be off the grid, because they too in our business, bro. If it's on the internet, they gonna be trying to tap in, and it's too hard to filter. Like right now, we see who's in the chat, but we don't know who all watching this shit. So hypothetically, if we did want to say, okay, on this date we gonna do this, or we gonna do, they already we already infiltrated and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because of the way we gotta navigate through these platforms. So we
Yeah, you
definitely
got to
gotta.
meet up. You got to meet up in person, right? And that's the whole thing, right? First of all, realize that you don't need the entire community because it's never been the entire community that sets the standard. Even us,
Facts.
right? We're not the majority of the population here, but yet we are the movers and shakers culturally and spiritually, right?
Yeah.
So many times we can have discussions on here, but even though the discussions may be heavy, loaded with gems and game, at the end of the day, it still needs to be surface level. It can get deeper, but even deeper is going to be surface level compared to what you discuss in private. Now, if you're not meeting in private, then you're just not serious. Y'all have heard the term each one teach one, and I've said that that term is outdated in 2026. My term is each kin teach 10. If each one of us kin folks is responsible for teaching 10 other people, then that right there is a small army. That right there is a successful faction to do whatever you need to do, right? If it's just me and John, if John is responsible for teaching 10 and I'm responsible for teaching 10, that's automatically 20 people that we're bringing to the table. And then if we add us two, that's 22 people. So anywhere you go, if you 22 people deep with strong-minded people, looking well, smelling well, presenting themselves, articulate and intellectual, I mean, you are a force to be reckoned with. So everybody, and I always say this, if you can't even galvanize 10 people, then maybe you're not quite ready intellectually, spiritually, or socially to really talk about movements, right? Because when people like have a rap video, right? People could easily get like 20, 30 people to a rap video, right? So I'm only asking for 10. If you can get 20, 30 people for a rap video, you should be able to get 10 people to stand on business, right? And you could just frame it like this. Hey, look, man, you know, I'm having a meeting, it's going to be food, drinks, refreshments. We're going to talk about how we can enrich the community. It would mean a lot to me if you came and attend. Plus, I want to hear some of your bright ideas, right? If somebody really supports you, if they support the cause and support the community, why wouldn't they come there? They're coming there to be on grown man time, on grown adult time, to stand on business. Plus you get refreshments, right? Always have refreshments. That's one thing that people love. Food and entertainment, right? So I say entertain, but as you entertain, you're also going to enlighten and enrich. All you got to do is look at what the politicians do and look at what they did with Rome, right? They talk about the bread and the circus, right? However, you can use that bread and the circus to your advantage, right? All right, fine. I'll throw a show, right? Food, refreshments. I'll have John Sinatra perform. I'll have some other people perform, right? But after and during the show, we're getting emails, we're getting contact numbers, and we're passing out pertinent pamphlets that are going to help enrich. And now that we have an email list, we're going to say, look, the fun has begun, but the building hasn't started. Now, the next time we meet up, it ain't gonna be it's gonna be less partying, more building, right? But you invite people in by bringing engaging, entertaining things. The politicians do it all the time. When they were running for office, they had Megan Thee Stallion up there. They had Beyonce, they had Cardi B, they were doing fish fries. You can do the same thing. Have a fish fry, and then, hey, look, man, there's some crime in the neighborhood that we need to address. Hey, man, the schools is failing. We need to address. Let's address that over dinner. Let's address that over drinks, right? Like Sunlight says, fish fry. If Jimbo Django Clyburn could throw a fish fry, and I heard that fish was dry. Shout out to Marcel Dixon. He told me that fish was dry and gummy. My mom could throw down on the fish, right? You don't need that many people, right? 20 people is a lot. 10 people is a lot. If you think 10 people is not a lot, if you invite me over to dinner and I bring 10 extra people with me,
let 10 people start whooping your ass right now. I bet you're gonna see how many that is. It's gonna feel like 100 motherfuckers was on you, right?
That's a lot of darn people, right? So that's all I'm saying. It don't take much. So if people are not willing to, do the bare minimum, then, less babbling, more building. And shout out to Mr. East Coast County. Mr. East Coast Finest, Nassau County, Roger Meadows. Where the heck you been, bruh? But salute to him. And he also says yes. So I think that he was agreeing with you. Never underestimate the power of one voice, let alone many. Yeah, and
That's
never
3.
underestimate the power of one mod, because Vibrant is a powerful mod, and we've got none other than the sensational, the seductive, and the sultry Sincere Saida.
Falling in here now.
Now they starting to come, so I'm gonna run that video back, right? But shout out to Roger. I'm glad you came in.
Nigga, I'm only gonna say that word one time in this video out of respect of this bitch.
Miami, every Cuban.
Everybody was saying, if you're a Mexican saying nigga, you're a racist. But said, nah, actually, if you're a Mexican who doesn't say nigga,
Yeah. But in Miami, I'll explain this. In Miami, every Cuban.
Everybody was saying, if you're a Mexican saying nigga, you're a racist. And then Rich Rapper said, nah, actually, if you're a Mexican who doesn't say.
Yeah, I think he said Rich Trapper. I put on the caption, and the caption said Rich Homie Quan. I know he didn't say Rich Homie Quan though. You still there, John?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, that's another thing too. Like, bruh, no one has the authority to give anyone an N-word pass, bruh. You don't have the authority. And passes are not valid, bruh. Right now, John, you have a California driver's license.
Yeah.
It's not valid in Nevada.
No.
It's not valid in Utah. It's not valid in Alabama. So even if someone hypothetically gave you an N-word pass, bro, you're from New York. You're in Cali now. You're in Alabama. You're in Louisiana now. That pass just ain't transferable. And again, no one is has the authority to give you a pass. And let's just say that they do, right? Since all these people to the wackos, the Sambos and Tethers who are into giving out passes, if you it's quid pro quo, okay, fine. I gave you the N-word pass. You need to receive a pass, right? If I give you a plate of food, you need to give me a plate of food, right? That's how it is, right? Reciprocation. I gave you an N-word pass. What pass do you have? Do you have a pass to say wetback, beaner, spick? What pass do you got, right? I'm gonna
Ain't no
say it
damn
anyways. I'm gonna say it anyways because all slurs matter, right? But but it's imperative to get them to tell you, hey, what pass do I have? And they'll look you in the eye and say, well, no, you can't call me that. You don't call me a spick and don't call me a wetback. So don't call me a nigga and don't say that around me. Otherwise, these are the options. It's not hard. Don't say the word around me and we'll be cool, or keep saying the word around me and I'll keep calling you a spick or whatever else. But you know what? I don't even like calling people that. So I'd rather bitch or pussy. I think that's better, right? Because what's their excuse? They heard nigga because they heard it in a rap song. And you know that people say bitch a lot in rap songs. So if I call a grown man, a grown essay, a bitch, it's just only because I heard it in a rap song. And I mean it in the same endearing way that women say it. When women say, yes, queen, and you go, bitch. Yeah, I mean it in that positive connotation, right? It's just a word. This is what they love to say. Nigga is just a word. Guess what else is just a word? Spick is just a word. Wet is just a word. Back is just a word. Bitch is just a word. Pussy is just a word, right? All of these are just words. So you should have no issue with me calling you them because remember, they're just words.
Right.
And she said, I've only seen one black man in my entire life. Everyone else are brown, dark brown, milk chocolate brown, mocha brown, caramel brown, or copper colored. And copper is just another form of brown. So again, when we say we're black, no one is actually talking about our skin pigment. Look at the white people. Donald Trump, right? They call Donald Trump, who everyone knows Donald Trump is a white man. But is that what they call him? They call him the orange man, because his skin is not white and his color is not white. But you know that Donald Trump is a white man who they call orange. They were calling Asians yellow. They had yellow peril. John, have you ever seen a yellow Asian in your life?
No.
But you've seen yellow black people. They call them yellow and red bones.
Right.
So these colors, they are not really literal, right? There's a bunch of brown Latinos that call themselves brown, but they're actually skin pigment is white and racially they're white, but you're calling them brown. So just want to be clear, with the whole, the color spectrum. But she says NY is notorious for off-code behavior. Unfortunately, Southern Cal and other parts of California is too, but definitely New York. You said now the man that I saw that was actually black really wasn't black. He was really dark though, which I've never seen before in any highly melanated person. He was an oddity. An oddity means he was rare, a unicorn, not the standard or the norm. Now for a quick PSA, shameless plug, I'm not getting or community push Chevy Impalas in the 60s, Cadillac in the 70s, then on the 80s onwards, German cars. If you're looking for freedmen, we have an opportunity to begin independent economic sovereignty. Well, Roger, you'll have to come and we'll have to do a stream specifically about that, but you got to let me know when you have the time. So let me pull that back up.
Hey, nigga. You're the racist one.
The word nigga. I'm only gonna say that word one time in this video out of respect of this video and to you and everybody else. But you guys gotta help me understand why I can't say the word. I grew up saying this word my whole life. I grew up in the same zip code as you, same street, same environment.
The amount of times that I will always and forever say that I fuck.
So listen to how weak the excuses are. I grew up in the same environment. Did you hear what he said? Like just what I just said, John. They grew up around us, not with us. And just because you grow up close to someone doesn't mean that you're entitled to their culture, right? So then all the people say, I grew up around y'all, and that's why I say it. Then they have this chick who, remember, she's a cop, and there were a bunch of Latinos saying they stand with Ashley Gonzalez.
Hate niggers. Oh my god, I fucking hate niggers. Like I hate y'all. Like you, like I don't. We were slaves this entire. I don't give a but like for a reason you guys were slaves. You guys don't know anything better than to steal. Like oh my god, like I was literally eating food with my friends.
Man, I'm gonna be real honest.
She said there's a reason you guys were effing slaves. You don't do anything but to steal. And all of those beeps was just her calling us nigga. I fucking hate you niggas, man. You niggas and niggas and niggas and like, and it doesn't even sound right. I mean, I like people with accents, but like part of your accent isn't really saying nigga. That's why it doesn't come off the same. Even with Africans and stuff, we're all the same nigga. It's like, no, we're not. You know what I mean? It's just, you heard that chick, right? I don't give a fuck about a nigga. I don't give a fuck about it. It's like the shit just sound corny, right? It's so forced and it's rather pathetic.
Same zip code as you, same street, same environment.
The amount of times that I will always and forever say that I fucking hate niggers. Oh my god, I fucking hate niggers. Like I hate y'all. Like you, like I don't. We were slaves this entire. I don't give a but like for a reason you guys were slaves. You guys don't know anything better than to steal. Like oh my god, like I was literally eating food with my friends.
Man, I'm gonna be real honest with you, cuz I feel like the people that got a problem with it, like black people that got a problem with Mexican, I feel like it's racist.
You went up there and you pretty much said you feel like no Mexican rapper could go mainstream.
So again, another Latino that said any black person that has a problem with Latino saying nigga is racist. So Latinos are not racist for saying nigga, but blacks are racist for saying, hey, bro, we don't want y'all saying that. This is the pathetic entitlement, bro.
Crazy. Hey, what Tory say? Delusional and disrespectful, nigga.
Shout out to Tory. I mean, I couldn't have said it any better. Let me play a little bit more.
I feel like it's racist.
You went up there and you pretty much said you feel like no Mexican rapper could go mainstream.
Eating food with my friends.
Man, I'm gonna be real honest with you, cuz I feel like the people that got a problem with it, like black people that got a problem with Mexican, I feel like it's racist.
You went up there and you pretty much said you feel like no Mexican rapper could go mainstream if they say right. Then we clipped it. The shit went hella viral.
Yeah.
Do you still stand on that? You still genuinely believe that?
No, it wasn't that specifically, but yeah, that if I blow up on No Jumper, Full Community gave me my first viral clip.
Yeah, go ahead, drop a freestyle.
That's it. Bitch, I'm in the pain. I be throwing shots so simple, kind of like it's Minute Maid. Shit, now you niggas made a mess. Now
Whoa.
Keep going.
What did you say?
Y'all be looking mad as I'm getting paid. Y'all should make a change.
Hey, let's draw a line.
I feel like I can't say it, but not because of that, and I'm gonna tell you why. I wish there was some black dudes in here.
And this one right here, not.
Okay, well, we're gonna use him.
Okay, that's my manager. Hey, Will.
Me and Fee know what's up.
Well, you're black. I'm saying.
What the fuck are you gonna do about it, you know? And then second of all, I grew up loving these motherfuckers.
Be your word.
Did you hear that, bro?
He ended his career with that.
So
I
again,
remember
bro,
when he said that he came back. Sauce Walker had talked to him, and he had kind of each put out an apology somewhat after that. But still, bro, he tried to stand. He still tried to argue the fact, and then I guess eventually Sauce Walker talks and says to him, "But what's so crazy is Sauce Walker just came out talking about he's Honduras and shit." So
no,
bruh,
that's what I was saying. My boy Travion a long time ago, he was like, you had brought him up, and he was like, bro, Sauce Walker is a tether. So guess what Honduran is? Latino.
Dr. Savy is Honduran, ain't he?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Latino. It's in Latin
Yeah.
America. So again, this is the where you can pick and choose. You can be Latino one day. You can say I'm so-called black one day. Oh, I'm speaking up for the blacks. No, nigga, you're speaking up for the Latinos. And that's why, remember, he has that little Latino artist and he's always caping for him. Yeah, he can say, nigga, I gave him a pass as a Latino. It's like, nigga, you have no authority to give him no pass. And this is what people like to do. Oh, I like Sauce Walker's music. Yeah, his music is cool. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of him, but like, fine, bro. His music is decent, right? But it doesn't matter. Let's just say his music was phenomenal. Doesn't matter if you're a phenomenal artist, a phenomenal actor. None of us have the authority to just be giving out passes, bro. And then on top of that, Sauce Walker, to me, I consider him a tether. You know what I mean? Because he went on a rant saying that Latinos can say nigga because we eat tacos. Nigga, I make my own tacos. That doesn't make any fucking sense. You see what I'm saying? So we don't want niggas like that speaking for us. And when you do speak, raise your flag, because you're always raising your flag. So let us know that you're speaking as a Honduran American. You're not speaking as or for a foundational Black American freedman. This is why we had to delineate, because we were pretending, oh yeah, we all black, right? And this is what always happens. We all black.
Whip his goddamn ass.
When Sauce Walker, because Sauce Walker has been cutting up in the streets, right? But
Yeah,
when he's
yeah.
been cutting up, has that been labeled as Latino culture or as black culture?
Black. It ain't Honduras. Nobody's talking about this Honduras man.
Nobody's talking. Literally
Nobody say that.
Honduran. They're not calling it Honduran
But
culture.
hey,
They're not calling it
if they want to
Latino
talk
culture.
about that, they want to talk about he pimping and all, they talking about black men are pimps and all that shit.
No, Latinos are.
Yeah, right. No, he's not Latino. He's black when he pimping, but when he's
the same thing with Cardi B. Cardi B is buzzing and twerking it all. Black women this. No, Latino women. And that's all delineation is. We're putting ethnic specificity. They do it any other time. He's proud of being Honduran, and he should be. There's nothing wrong with being Honduran. It's a rich culture, right? But it's not my
Why
culture.
we just now hearing about this after you rich though? When you was just trying to come up.
Why hearing around it. This is what a tether is.
Now.
You
Don't
tether
need us no
onto
more.
blackness. You cosplay onto blackness. And then now that he's rich, he can discard blackness like a jacket. He could take it off, right? He could take it off and let his true colors shine. And his true colors aren't American colors. It's Honduran colors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is what he said. He said Latinos could say nigga because y'all be eating tacos and y'all love elote and all this other stuff. Like, nigga, no, bruh. Any of that stuff, I can make it myself, bruh. You said I would have ate the cucumber and avocados. Hold on. You said I love corn on the cob, especially the white corn. I'm sure the corn is good. I'm sure you get some good tamales, babusa. They make good food, but you can make all that stuff. And even if I do decide to get it, just because I bought some tacos from you, what? So if you went and bought a bunch of tacos, now someone could call you a nigga? Remember all those tacos I sold you? It's like, it doesn't make any sense, bro.
They have chef lessons in the comments.
Hey, I should be calling. Oh, as soon as you said that, bro, you add a little butter.
Like,
damn, shit, boy, you're red. I'm trying to cook, and bro, literally cooking in the chat.
All kind of shit going on.
So is Cardi B gonna call her children roaches? Yeah, the Cardi B was over there talking about she used to get hired at the clubs because she wasn't black, right? So this is where some of the delusional black women gotta stop trying to drop themselves to death. Cardi B is black just because you like her music. No, she's not, because she said she's not. Part of your identity is about how you self-identify. Stop trying to project blackness onto any and everyone, right? We just got to stop doing that. I'm not saying I do. I'm just saying collectively. Question: if these Latino countries are so awesome, why are they here with us with their hands out? This is what I asked all the time because they'll say that, hey, and John knows. John worked with a bunch of Mexicans. Shout out to people because there's lazy
Nigga
black.
said I work with a bunch of Mexicans.
No, I'm saying you have, right,
No,
in the
no,
past, right?
true shit, no. I'm just saying
Yeah,
it just
yeah, no,
sound hella funny. The way
yeah.
you
I
just
mean, I
said
have
it.
too, so I'm not saying it's only
We all
you. I
have,
mean,
bro. If
we're
you in
yeah,
California, we all done been
that's what I'm
around
saying.
whatever.
We in Cali, so you had to, right? So
Yeah.
there was never any Mexican that was outworking me. They were never faster than me. They were never stronger than me. They were never smarter than
I
me.
agree with that. I agree with
So,
that. I feel like they be
but
lying
but
talking
there's a
about, oh man,
stereotype
they the
that
hardest workers. I'm like, hell no.
I'm like, wow, where?
They be the
That's what I'm
main
saying.
ones talking about kick
That's like a
back,
trope.
chill. They be trying to take as many
No
breaks as possible,
breaks as
nigga.
possible. Then sometimes they be saying like, well, they would say like, hey, you working too fast because then if
Hey,
you
that's what
working
they
too
always
fast,
tell you. Don't
they
work
gonna
so
say.
hard.
Yeah, they gonna say they gonna start expecting us to finish at a certain time. Like this
Yeah,
usually take
yeah.
us 4 hours, but if you work too
Then
fast and
they'll
we
go to
done
the
in two,
supervisor and try to report you on some shit on the under and shit. Like, oh, he didn't do
and
this. Or,
usually they gonna side with them because the supervisor is gonna be Latino. So
yep, they gonna
that's
alley-oop
just
you.
usually how it goes. But I always say this, right? Because they try to pretend like, oh, they're doing the jobs that no one wants to do and all this stuff. It's like, bro, all those jobs we've already been doing. But just even think about the physical labor job. Think about the most physically taxing, football, basketball, right? Those are sports that require a lot of physicality, right? When you
Mm-hmm.
look at the young black males, right? Stronger than everybody on the team, faster than anybody on the team. And their IQ is just as up there with anyone on the team. You can't tell me that these physically strong young black males wouldn't be able to go and do some construction, but some potbelly immigrants who just crossed the border could. I mean, the construction, all they're telling them, here, do this, here, put this in there, here, hammer this, right? Have you seen some of the people on the construction crews, bro? Like, some of them be like short, fat, sloppy, out of shape, drinking beer and stuff. You can't
Right.
tell me that some 18-year-old black kid who was on the football team running a 4.340. You mean to tell me he can lift hundreds of pounds, but he won't be able to lift a wooden 2x4 and hammer it? No, it's just you don't want to pay him American wages, so you hire, some people. They call the jobs low skilled wages, low skilled work, which means it's not rocket science. You literally can train anyone to do it. They're not coming over here with the skills. They're being trained to do it. So you can
Right.
train these young boys as well. So I don't never let people get away with that. Oh, well, they work so hard, bro. If you work so hard, why didn't you work hard in your homeland? Imagine you came to my house and you helped me clean up. And then you say, see, man, I just clean up houses better than you. And then I go to your house and your house is a pigsty. It's like, bruh, if you clean so good, like, why is your house disgusting and filthy, bruh? You didn't think about cleaning up your own house first? They work so hard. It's just they can only work hard when they get into America. Imagine this, bro. You were a basketball player, right? And you said, I'm great in basketball, but I'm only good when I get to America. Huh? If you were good in America, why weren't you good in your homeland? Right? You're
Right.
so good in basketball, but you only get good when you come here. I'm a builder. I work hard, but only when I get to America. Okay, let's get back
See, they
into it.
made it now.
And this one right here. Not.
Okay, well, we're gonna use him.
Okay, that's my manager. Hey,
Because me
Will.
and Fee know what's up.
Will, you're black. I'm saying.
What the fuck are you gonna do about it? And then second of all,
You heard the hostility. What the fuck are you gonna do about it, bro? What's with all the hostility? Then he's gonna follow it up, which I'm gonna play. He said, "I grew up loving these motherfuckers, bro. Why are you calling it, bro? Do you know how like vile the word motherfucker is, bro? Why are you calling us that? I mean, if I'm with John and his kids, y'all don't understand. I love John and his little motherfuckers. I mean, does that really sound endearing and shit like that? My friend introduces to his mom. I always love that bitch. I always love this motherfucker. It's like, come on, bro. Why are you even? He could have said, I grew up loving the black community. I mean, what would have sounded more endearing? I grew up loving black people. I grew up loving these motherfuckers. I grew up loving the black community. I grew up loving these motherfuckers. But we're supposed to pretend the black and brown. And then look at this cat. Where's the brown? This dude ain't brown, but he's part of the brown community. Make it make sense, bro. You're brown. Just doesn't make any sense, bro.
And this one right here. Not.
Okay, well, we're gonna use him.
Okay, that's my manager. Hey,
Because me
Will.
and Fee know what's up.
Well, you're black. Okay.
What the fuck are you gonna do about it, you know? And then second of all, I grew up loving these motherfuckers.
Give your word of advice. Man, you got to watch what you say when you say it. Because this is what I'm saying. Because you don't know who speaks Spanish. Yo soy cubano, ¿me entiendes? Pero yo soy cubano. Y cuando habla la gente negra, estoy hablando de mí también.
I was just saying.
Okay, but I'm just saying, you need to watch what you say.
I was just saying.
Okay, I'm just letting you know, though. When you talk about people, especially black people, man, watch what you're saying.
So in this instance, it was a black brother, and all of us should learn Spanish, you know what I mean? Just because both the Republicans and the Democrats have chose that they're going to replace you with a bunch of Hispanics, you know what I mean? And they don't drop them in white neighborhoods, Asian neighborhoods, they drop them in black neighborhoods, and then a black neighborhood is no longer a black neighborhood. And many of y'all have been championing this on because you want some big booty Latinas. But yeah, so if you're going to get a big booty Latina, take the time to learn Spanish. But she didn't know that this brother knew Spanish, so she was over there calling him all sorts of niggas and stuff in Spanish. And then he said, be careful because you never know who knows Spanish. And they expect every black person to not know Spanish. So they say a lot of disgusting stuff about you in Espanol. And shout out to Mr. Midnight Soul himself. Last call. And she says POC stands for lots of Caucasians. That's it. Yeah, POC, I never use that term. That's the most idiotic term. It's extremely offensive. The only group that was considered colored in America was foundational Black American freedmen. Think about how stupid this is. If you call someone a colored person, that's bad. That's racist. But calling them a person of color is okay.
Same shit.
It's the same shit. You're a colored person. You can't be saying that.
I'm a person of color.
Oh, that's
Okay.
cool. But then
Right.
always ask people, what color are they, right? And then this always gets people because they got these Korean K-pop group. Most of those people are literally lily white. They're these Asian people with this pale skin, but because they're Asian, you're supposed to pretend that, hey, they're a POC. A POC just means non-white. And if it means non-white, then just use the term non-white. Don't try to lump us up and pretend like we're all united based on a color, because it just doesn't make any sense. You calling a Hispanic person a POC, a person of color, while at the same time they're racially classified as white. How does that make any sense? And guess what? Think about how stupid this is, right? Because no one could ever refute what I'm saying here. They say black is just a color in a crayon box, right? But guess what other colors are in the crayon box? Brown, black and brown. Brown is in the crayon box. They called Asians yellow. Yellow is in the crayon box. They talked about the red natives and red bones. Red is in the crayon box. Some people they call blue black. Blue is in the crayon box. Pink is in the crayon box. Beige is in the crayon box, right? And they say don't call yourself a color, but then they'll call you a person of color. How does that make any sense? Stop identifying as a color and then you pivot to calling someone a person of color. I thought identifying as a color was bad. It just doesn't make any sense at all. And why would you want to completely erase your ethnicity under some vague term as POC, right? If somebody is a Jamaican, he's a POC. Like, no, that person's is Jamaican. Why are you limiting their lineage to 3 letters? And he said it was a vile thing to say to a man. I'm not sure exactly what you were talking about, but appreciate you for still rocking Sincere. Let's play some more.
I ain't recording you. I'm recording myself. I'm recording you now. I'm recording you now. I'm recording you now. So, you know what? That's what I'm saying. They be talking in Spanish, thinking people don't understand it. Yo soy cubano. Porque hablando de mierda de negros, hablando de mí también. So when you talk about black folks in Spanish, a bunch of them say what you're saying. No, y'all talking in Spanish. Yo soy cubano, yo entiendo. Cuando hablo esa mierda, de negros, está hablando de mí también.
What if I told you you could start a career in IT, cybersecurity?
Has layers. Let's take it bit by bit. Latinos, Latinx are upset because Kai Cenat, a Haitian Trinidadian, and debatably Afro-Latino, did not accept Latinos into streaming university. Where to start? Streaming, yes or no? Okay. So that's just to say, people who are tuned into streaming university, the streamers that are like, oh, why didn't the Latino streamers that are like, why didn't Latinos make it in? They're part of the streamer, multiverse. They are consumers of his content. They know he is Haitian Trinidadian. That's what I'm saying. His target audience and his core audience that are also other streamers that are complaining about this, they know he is Haitian and Trinidadian. His mom is on every other stream. Okay, one of his most popular streams had Nicki Minaj, also Trinidadian, and it was a whole thing. He brought his mom and her and his sister. His audience, the streamer multiverse, knows he's Haitian and Trinidadian, period. He even had a whole thing with his dad, who's the Haitian one. That's what I'm getting at, period. Right? Okay, cool. Cool. The people who are complaining about it know he is Haitian and Trinidadian. But you see how when it's convenient, now it's Black people. That for sure.
And this is pretty much what we talking about. They're always identifying Kai Cenat as Trinidadian. They're always identifying him as Caribbean, as Haitian. But now when they want to try to stick it to him, they're not talking about Haitian or Trinidadian people. They're not talking about Caribbean people. They talking about Black people. Like, who the hell are you talking about, right? So it's almost like you have some sort of issue with someone from Scotland, and then you want to talk about white people. Well, this is the Scottish people that you have an issue with. So why won't you be specific? Once they're being very vague, that can mean anyone. But when they talk about Black, since the cultural standard for Blackness is foundational Black Americans, that's who they think about. Us. Same thing with Kodak Black, who's always cutting it up in the streets. He's a prominent Haitian, but whenever he's doing all that crap that he's doing, no one calls it Haitian culture. The dude is always drugged and zonked out. That's not Haitian culture. That's just Black culture. That has nothing to do with my culture. Kodak Black, who is a Haitian, doesn't even want to go to Haiti. Kodak Black, who is a dark-skinned Black person, doesn't even like dark-skinned Black women. Kodak Black, who said, I don't want to go to Haiti. They eat people over there. So he's leaning into racist stereotypes about his own homeland. Nothing about that is foundational Black American freedman culture. That's Haitian culture. That's degenerate culture that I have nothing to do with. Hold your own filth, Kodak Black.
Okay, within the context of American society, when people say Black people, when non-Black people say Black people, or even other melanated groups that happen to have melanin, like Kai Cenat, they.
And shout out to the Tory Experience. She says, we are the business. When every conversation is about us, we stay on top. Facts, the Latinos, that's all they talk about us. You'll hear Latinos and Asians talking about, what about Black on Black crime? Like, bro, you're Latino. Find me one content creator outside of Ricardo Ignacio, but even he doesn't talk about this. He talks about the anti-Blackness in this community, but there's no videos of Latinos talking about Latino on Latino crime. 8 of the top 10 most dangerous cities in America, or in the entire world, not America, in the entire world, are Latino. John knows it. The Latino gangs are bigger. They're more organized and they're more violent. because not even all of us is gang banging, bro. Not all of us is Crips and Bloods. And then even when we be, on some street stuff, we be banging our blocks and our hoods and stuff like that. MS-13, a more violent gang than the Crips. Tren de Aragua, La M, Latin Kings, right? When they think of gangs, they always paint the face as some black person, but I'm like, bro, so think about this. If some crusty, musty, rusty, dusty nigga from Oakland does a drive-by, suddenly, John, you need to get on the podcast. And John, it gets deeper. You need to hold him accountable. How am I going to hold some nigga from Oakland accountable that I don't even know? But then again, when they got these Latinos that are chopping people heads off, doing Colombian necktie, you know what a Colombian necktie is, John?
When they slice it, what they do when they slice your throat from
They slice your throat ear to ear and they pull your tongue through.
Right.
Have you heard of a Crip necktie?
Hell no. We don't
Have
even
you heard
do
of a blood
vi-
necktie?
We don't do no. Have you ever heard of any black gang mutilating, cutting off body parts, and doing all that kind of sick ass shit? We don't do shit like that.
But they're painting us as the most violent, and you guys are just so violent. It's like, come on, bruh. And unfortunately, many of us kind of buy into those tropes, but it's like, bruh, you don't even know anyone that's ever did that, bro. The majority of us don't have a body, John. Cats be lying on bodies, bro. The majority of cats don't have bodies. Many niggas that say they have bodies don't have bodies.
Bro, a lot of us ain't even did anything what would even be pertain to like normal street shit. Like, bro, it's hella people that ain't never smoked before, ain't never gotten a fist fight before,
ain't never held a hammer, right?
Come on, man, all kind of shit, bro. Like,
John, you see it, bro. You hand a pistol, hypothetically, right? You hand a pistol to some cats don't even know what to do with it. They don't really be knowing how to bust it down, how to clean it,
how to take it apart, put it back together. Nothing.
So how are they so violent compared to another group?
I know somebody who done did federal time, bro. Who done did like about 10 years in the prison system, bro, and he didn't even know how to break down a weapon, bro. But that would be considered a top of the line criminal. I mean, if you let them tell it right, he's supposed to know all that shit. But that's cap, bro. They always try to put that jacket on us like we all street, we all not like that, bro. And the thing about us is we're able to
And John, to
adapt
keep it a buck, a lot of us wasn't even raised like that. A lot of us was raised on a straight and narrow. Now we may have, took a divergent path down a road of treachery and darkness. But let's be honest, a lot of our moms, even when we was in the hood, our moms was raising us right, bro. To say, excuse me, moms was strict. It's just us, our rebellious nature, we kind of went against the teachings, right? So,
for sure.
That's where we got to hold ourselves accountable, where sometimes it'd be like, man, it was the hood, man, who raised them. Well, it wasn't really who raised me. It was kind of me, like,
more so the influences, though. Because your
Correct.
influences is going to override how you raised a lot of the time.
Well, that's what they say. You become a product of your environment, right? Because like
that's what we can blame. That's what we can blame.
The environment and the elements.
That's by design, though. That's by design.
Correct.
See,
that's why they talk about the school to prison pipeline. That's why there's redlining, defunding of mental health, of boys and girls clubs. So yeah, it's all it gets deeper, right? And shout out to Sincere. No, I ain't ignoring you. I would never ignore you. But I mean, the link is out there, so you can join at any time. If you want to get some more shine, come on up, Sincere. But I ain't gonna be here for too much longer, but it will be a strong time. And shout out to Roger. He says Kodak going back to Haiti now. And I thought I read everything that you said. I mean, I didn't see what I missed. Minaj's dad was hit and illed by a car walking across the street about 8 minutes from me. Didn't know that, but like R.I.P. To her father.
You talking about Nicki Minaj?
Yeah, that's what he said. Hispaniola, aka Dominican, Haitian, and Caribbean. Correct. And that's why the Caribbean largely is considered Latin America. All it requires to be a Latino is to be a descendant of a Latin American country. They are colonized and have savage inclinations. Correct. And we don't have enough savage inclinations towards outsiders with ourselves. And I do understand that most crime is intraracial. More whites are going to harm whites, more blacks are going to harm blacks, more Latinos going to harm Latinos. They say it all the time that's why they say they're seeking asylum. They're fleeing gang violence. Gang violence from who? Gang violence from their own people, right? So they're fleeing the violence that other Mexicans or other Latinos have enacted on them. It's not other blacks subjugating and oppressing them. Most black people are very structured and conservative. We had a very certain way for survival in the United Plantations of America. Correct. Many of us actually are conservative and have conservative values. Unfortunately, most of us don't vote, and the ones that do vote, they vote Democrat, not because well, some of them just love the Democrats, but many of them are brainwashed to think the Republicans is bad. And yes, the Republicans are bad, but the Democrats are even worse because the Democrats, they play as if they're your friend, get close to you, and as soon as you turn around, they stab you in the back. But the conservatives or the Republicans, you see them a mile away, so you never let them get close to you. But no party should automatically have your vote. If they know that you're going to vote blue no matter who, then they're never going to do anything to, help to viably enfranchise you. So let's play some more of this before we shut her down. And I'm going to see if any of y'all want to come up.
Know who they're referring to.
Identify yourself as a color. It was always as a nationality. This is where we come from. This is who we are. I was always a Haitian. I was never a black. I was always a Haitian. A Jamaican was always a Jamaican. They were never a black Jamaican. I don't like this. Like, why?
So, John, you're going to see what we've always been saying, right? We all black, but this is what they've always been on. So, like I said, now we're late to the party, and now cats want to call me divisive, but all of these videos are from years old. Some of these videos are decades old, or they're saying, bro, stop calling me black because black erases my identity. But the reason why it's our identity, because we're foundational black Americans, our identity was stripped. We're an amalgamated group. We're a mixture of indigenous people. We're a mixture of formerly enslaved people. We're a mixture of European people who the European masters who were graping our ancestors, right? That's the amalgamation group. It's not one. That's the entirety of the group. That group is just not interchangeable. Same way none of these other
Children of
groups are.
Israel.
Correct, right? You can't just immigrate into that. You can't say that I'm China, I'm Chinese, and now I've immigrated and I live next to John, and John is an Israelite, and John is hella cool. He let me come to the studio, he smoked me out, he took me shopping. So now I'm an Israelite. I mean, that's essentially what they do. Based on proximity, they try to say, I am you. And now they can start professing the same word as you. They can start making the same claims as you. And now they essentially are you. And you heard what the dude said. We're the same. We're family. But we're a little better, though, because we're Mexican.
He didn't say a little better. That he say we're better. We're just wish we could find him, B.
Yeah, for real. And that dude was like hella
get that boy
hella
some
tiny.
lashings.
Tiny
Remember
little
Dr.
Edgar.
Umar? Remember
no
Umar used
threat.
to be saying 30 lashings. Nigga give him about 30 lashings.
Identify yourself as a color. It was always as a nationality. This is.
You heard that. Why do y'all identify yourselves as a color, right? So that's the thing. If you don't want to identify yourself as a color, there's no gun to your head forcing you, right? But we've chosen that. So the same people that said, why y'all identify as a color, and then when we say, oh, you don't want to identify as a color, so you're not a part of this color, now they're pivoting and saying, you can't gatekeep blackness. We all black. But it's like, I thought you didn't want to be identified as a color, but now you do. It doesn't make any sense, bro. And this is exactly what tethering is. You're not black, you're Haitian. You're not black, you're Nigerian. But you don't find enough esteem and benefit of you just being Nigerian. So now you want to say I'm black? Like, no, you're not. You're Nigerian, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Where we come from. This is who we are. I was always a Haitian. I was never a black. I was always a Haitian. A Jamaican was always a Jamaican. They were never a black Jamaican. You know?
I don't like this. Like, why are you telling me I have to do this because I'm black when it's been already pointed out that I'm Haitian? Why do I now have to now submit to this idea of being black? That makes absolutely no sense to me.
No. Hey, fuck no.
Being African American, just plain on black.
All my who are not cultured at all. Stop fighting. I don't want to hear, like, when I'm asking general questions.
So this is Cenat right here. Cenat said he doesn't want to hear from us because we're just regular black. We're just plain black. You ain't Trini. You ain't Haitian. You ain't Caribbean. We're just plain black. But it's like, bro, if we're just plain black, why are you acting like us? He's not mimicking anyone from Trinidad. He's not mimicking anyone that's Caribbean. He's mimicking us and then pretending like this is Caribbean culture. No, it's not. And even if it was, then stop trying to lump it in and say that it's black culture, because this has nothing to do with us. But hold on. The Tory Experience says, I don't trust any of them politicians. This whole system sucks booty hole. True. And it's why I always say both parties are the same. Two cheeks on the same booty, two fangs on the same viper. And Sincere says FBA will be sold a dream and no tangibles. Well, they're always selling us a dream and there won't be any tangibles. And that's why there should be no tangibles, no vote. We need to be providing tangibles to each other, right? We need to be pulling our resources together. We need to be mentoring. We need to be coaching each other. We need to be feeding each other. And at the same time, we need to be fighting for institutional and political power, but no one is coming to save you, right? And unfortunately, many of us think that, hey, there will be some politician that has some level of melanin that gets into office, and you think that that symbolic gesture is doing something for your community. You saw what happened when Barack Tether Obama got elected, who is a biracial Kenyan president. He's the first black president. No, he's the first biracial Kenyan president. He's the first African president, right? Because he didn't do anything. And he said, I ain't the president of all black America. I'm the president of all America. Okay, fine. Then let all of America, defend his record. Black wealth tanked under Obama, but guess whose wealth didn't tank? Latinos. Latino wealth went up under Obama, and our wealth tanked. And he started doing all this stuff for the LGBT, start doing all this stuff for immigrants, non-citizens. So yeah, this has been the game to get us to vote, to get us to galvanize the country, to vote blue no matter who, but you're essentially voting for your own demise, your own displacement. That's why they have such an issue with the delineation process. And unfortunately, many immigrants are okay with getting no tangibles because the immigrants actually do get tangibles. Many immigrants are getting money via NGOs, non-government organizations, where the government gives them money and then they help displace a native population by favoring and catering towards immigrants. So these groups are getting reparations. Many of these people are fleeing places that Trump called a shithole. And these people came over and agreed with Trump and said it is a shithole, and that's why I'm over here. So A, they're setting you up to not give you any tangibles, and that's okay, because we won't be voting for you. And we will vote for you when there's some tangibles on the table, clearly laid out, clearly defined. But this gives us a chance for us to reclaim our lineage, reclaim our power, and reclaim our authority over the culture, right? Our influence, just needs to keep going up and up rather than just keep it stagnant and try to include everybody else into our aura. So yeah, we need to be focused on delivering tangibles to each other, right? So yeah, find ways that you can cycle these dollars, right? If John is creating, some clothes, support John. And if John knows that, hey, I got some plates for sale, John, you need to come get some plates from me. And if somebody needs some bundles, make sure you get some bundles from somebody that's of the community. And if you find the need, damn, I don't know no black person that's selling bundles. Well, you need to become that person that's selling bundles. Damn, I don't know nobody that's mentoring these kids. Well, you need to become that person that's mentoring kids. All you need is 10 other people. If you can't get 10 other people to help you galvanize the community, then you're just not serious. Just sit on the sideline and let the big boys do the work. I went to a community cookout music event today held by Freeman. There was a little history exhibit. I told the elders we are embracing the Freeman moniker, no black, AA, POC. And Roger, the next thing that you need to go out there with some sort of pamphlet or some sort of reading material that you can pass out. I do have a litany of material. You know, I can send you a PDF version. You may just have to print it up. But you know, we can discuss that later. But what you know about colors, Big Rig? But I appreciate you though. I saw my state assemblyman who is a freedman who was on board for lineage reparations and was interested in public banking. But once I got into making us a CBI state, he thought I was being ridiculous. I mentioned New York healthcare, aka single payer, and a $55 minimum wage, other policies. He straight told me it's not happening. I told him our state sucks because of your party. He said if we had the power to run CBIs, he said voters need to be educated. Majority of voters are uneducated, yet those uneducated voters put your party in power, and NY got worse. These politicians have nothing but contempt for you people. Correct. Which is why you don't need to look to them to save you. You need to look to yourself to save you, right? We need to be focused on healing each other. We need to focus on cultivating more doctors, right? You're going to have to steer your kid to what they need to do, right? Hey, tell your kid, hey, look, man, I'm going to put you through law school. I'm going to help, steer you towards being a doctor, right? Some are going to have to make an executive parental decision and steer your kids towards something that's going to be viable for their future, right? Don't say, hey, son, you can live your dream and you can get a master's degree in liberal arts. It's like, bro, what is that going to do for him? Hey, son, I'm going to let you get a degree in coding so he can be replaced by AI. Like, why won't you have him be a plumber? Why won't you have him be an engineer? Doesn't need a degree for that. Or not at least a bachelor's degree. So we got to take things by the reins. And the people, we can't keep using terms like it takes a village if you're not willing to play your part as a village. I got my kids, if them kids. Okay, fine. So when the other kids bullies your kids, why should I care? If your kid gets robbed, why should anyone care? If your kid gets kidnapped, why should anyone care? Now, I'm not wishing anything and no one, and I'm just being facetious with this type of rhetoric, but that's how idiotic it sounds, right? So if you are going to end up caring if a kid gets kidnapped, or you are going to care if a kid gets bullied, how about we prevent that stuff, right? How about we have teaching these kids about self-defense and all these stranger dangers and stuff, bro? When we grew up, bro, there were really no parents around like that, bro. Now these kids are so coddled that they're not emotionally mature enough to do something as simple as go trick-or-treating. Now they're like, there's pedos out there. You mean to tell me there was no pedos when we were going trick-or-treating, bro? Remember they had those things where they would have like these white vans and stuff. Now it should be more safer than any time, bro. There's more cameras and stuff on the street, right?
Exactly. So that lets you know what's really going on with all these cameras. They see everything, mind you. They see everything.
And the kids
bro.
have cell phones too, right?
They pick GPS. They pick and choose what they just want to fuck with, right? Because me and you know, if me and you get into a shootout in front of your house, they'll fuck around and be like, oh, well, we need a witness or something because we don't have no camera right there. But let an officer get assassinated or something right there. They gonna have all the footage in the world, bro. So A lot of the times they
Bingo.
say
But
too.
remember, we say that we're all the same. Our life is valued the same. But no, if you have a funeral, John, and a cop has a funeral, what do? They be doing like the 21 gun
21
salute.
gun
They
salute,
bring the
all that shit.
flags out. They shooting guns. But it's like I thought we were all I'm being facetious, right? But I thought we were all created in God's image, right? So why are you giving this person a little special send off? Because they're just doing their job, right? If you were a construction worker, nobody would say a construction worker is not valuable. To be honest, a construction worker may be more valuable than a cop if you didn't help build a bunch of buildings, right? But then as a construction worker, when you pass, there's not going to be any extravagant funeral for you, right? But then with a cop, we're supposed to give him this extravagant funeral because he did his job. And she says, our kids wander blindly with no direction in college. Correct. Yeah. Don't have your kid go to college just for the sake of, I'm doing something. What are you doing? You got a degree in African American studies that you can't do anything with, right? Your kid went to school for coding and now they're replaced by an AI robot that's way faster and efficient than your kid, right? So you got to be steering your kids towards irreplaceable jobs, right? They're not going to be replacing doctors with AI people. The lawyers are not going to get replaced. Mechanics are not going to get replaced, right? There's a multitude of positions that you need to steer your kids towards and not just say, hey, follow your passion. Well, their passion may be to be a basket weaver or to sew quilts all day. That may be their passion, but is that going to help sustain their family, right? So it's called parental guidance for a reason, not parental passiveness. If you can't have a lawyer on retainer, have one in the family. We don't need any more athletes. That's what I'm saying. We got some phenomenal athletes out there. We need phenomenal lawyers. We need phenomenal doctors. We need more fashion designers, right? So, and I'm gonna get ready to shut this down soon, John. But John, like, I do want to throw a seminar where we teach the young kids just how to press shirts from basic. And I even bought a press too, right? So like
hell
you
yeah.
can use the press that I bought, or you can bring your own. But I brought one just for this because I'm setting up an event, and it may not be a huge event, but I would
I
love
was
for
trying
you
to do
to
the
do
same
like a
shit. We
public
wanted to show them
speaking.
how to do shirts and rugs and just different art shit, bro, where they can
Exactly. And, and
yeah.
and and basically what I want to do is it's gonna be the people that attend publicly, but I wanted to film it so that way you can also package it. So it will be like a tutorial here, how you make a rug, right? And then you have a tutorial of that, right? And then we can
Right.
show them how to make. So then if we have a bunch of our young youth that have an entrepreneurial mindset, they're going to get indoctrinated with that. They're going to be enamored with that versus here, I got to go sell some dope and stuff, right? Because now there was an era where, it was lucrative to sell dope and stuff. Now you can make more money going the legal route. So if it's just about getting the bag, well, why are you settling for a lesser bag with more risk when you can get a legal bag, more money with no risk involved, right?
Facts.
And
Shout out Travion.
shout out to Sunlight, and shout out to Travion, the illest Israelite on 2 feet. And she said, that's great. So, bro, people been supporting this. And John, you are a good orator. So I want you to be able to do public speaking. And I am doing an event this Wednesday that I got to film for one of my homies. But I told you, John, I was putting together a concert series and I got to have you rock the stage.
Come on, let's do it, bro. And I already talked to brother Moffitt, the one that run the Boys and Girls Club now. He already gave me the okay that we can use one of them rooms.
Which
there
Moffitt?
to do
Willie Moffitt or who?
The one I think I forgot his first name, but his last name Moffitt. He the one that owned the Boys and Girls Club now.
Okay, yeah, that's a solid and shout out to Sunlight. She says the legal bag is the flex indeed. Yeah, the more venues that we have, the better that it will be. And now on top of that, this is going to propel your reputation forward, right? Because you're a talented artist / rapper, right? But your enigma is bigger than being a rapper, right? So it's like a label that I personally don't want to be confined to,
Yeah,
because
they
then
don't
when
want
you
to be put
start
in no box because
yeah, because
you gonna think I'm the rest of these motherfuckers, and I'm not that.
exactly, because that's
You
the
know what I'm
thing,
saying?
because a lot of rappers have been very dumb. So when you put that label on, then they be like, oh, who is this dumb nigga John talking about? Then they actually hear you speak, but they be like,
It's different.
oh, bro, he's different. So since I am different, I need to be labeled something different. I need to present myself differently, right? Because I
Facts,
am
facts.
different. Like you're a man of many trades. Like I can rap, but I'm not a rapper, right? You can design rugs, but like, should I just let you design rugs? Should I just call you
Call
like
me a rug
John the
guy.
carpet maker? Yeah, like the rug doctor.
Yeah, for real. It's different, bro. I'm not regular.
And Big Rig says facts. Fast money ain't it. I grew up on a different page. It leads to BS. And Big Rig is
For real, for
raising a
real.
young man, right? I know it will be heartbroken to see his young guy go down a path when he could have just steered him a different way. That's why it's called parental guidance. Like, you took the bruises so that your son didn't have to, right? Son, I went to jail so you don't have to. Whatever you want to know about jail, I'll tell you all the dirty details so you won't ever have to go. And that's a true success, right? The success. And John, you know this. Some niggas we know, they met their daddy in jail. Is that a flex, cuz?
Niggas been cellmates with their daddies, all kind of shit, man.
It's funny, but is it
All kind of
really though?
niggas been in jails with their daddies. Yeah, real shit. It's a rapper from Alabama, Honeycomb Brazy. He was in prison with his daddy. They was in the same cell and shit.
That's wild. Selly with your pops.
The
Did he know his
senior,
pops before he got
the
locked?
senior, yeah, the senior and the junior. His
That's
daddy, Big
ill,
Brazy, he little
cuz.
Brazy. Crazy.
You ain't talking about Lil Brazy from Utah, are you?
No, stop playing. We gotta do a stream on his little ass. Where is he
We
at right
gotta
now?
do
He
that.
probably going through it
Bro, we
somewhere. They
gotta
done
do
ran his
that,
ass
cuz.
out of school and all kind of shit. Little
And
Brazy.
John, since I'm about to shut it down, we ain't gonna have the time to do the Jay-Z one, but I want to do that one just for, and we can do it on here or we can do it on your platform whenever you got time. Cause I'm getting sick of, bro. Like some people's like that they saying that him cutting off those locks was like symbolic too. And then
Now he just cut the braids, right?
yeah,
He got
he had Beyonce cut it. Then there was a part of the freestyle. He kind of threw a shot at Kaepernick, and then he was talking about can't nobody control him, and that's kind of what set me off when he
then why
said
he went to
he
that
ain't
all white
controlled by
party?
no.
Why he stopped the Rock Nation brunch, but you go to them all white parties now? Somebody controlling you. They put that
That's
when they
that
put them
he
charges when they tried to put them charges on him with Puffies, they were trying to control him. Shit, he's singing a different tune now. Jay-Z been getting
yeah
some warnings, bro. I think you
yeah
know what?
that's it's
Every
obvious
single
though.
every single mogul that hit the $100 million, they all got broke, bro. Nobody, they say the house always wins. They never get to die with that
And
shit.
Eddie Griffin said they never let you get out clean.
Yeah, hell yeah. From Michael Jackson to Prince to shit, you name it. But we
Sam
see
Cooke,
Diddy.
R. Kelly,
Yep,
Diddy,
Diddy got took down.
Russell Simmons, Irv
Hey,
Gotti.
Russell Simmons just came back to the United States, or he coming back so he can stand trial or some shit. They brought him back.
That I have to look into because I know he went
He
to a
was
place that
running.
had a no extradition treaty.
Yeah, I just read
But
some
you
shit.
know,
So they brought him back.
but these are all our moguls though. Bill
All of them.
Cosby,
The only one left is gonna be Birdman.
Suge Knight,
And
right?
Jay Prince. We got Jay Prince and Jay Prince. It's
Master
only a
P.
matter. They already broke Master P though. He don't even own his catalog no more.
Damn, you going there with it?
No. I'm just keeping it real. Think about it, B.
No, that is true though.
To leave with the catalog, that's the
Oh, hold on. Did you
generational
know
wealth.
Jermaine Dupri is trying to sue Sony for like, yeah, because
yeah, he finna die.
they broke
Look,
him. Yep.
Watch Jermaine Dupri pop up dead somewhere. You seen Jermaine Dupri was crying over Clive Davis, talking about, man, the BET Awards need to have a special ceremony for him,
Yeah,
man.
bro lost me with
BET,
that.
what the fuck do we need to be? Come on, man, talking about how much he did for black people, bro. You act like this nigga was Malcolm X or something, bro. This is a dude that exploited everybody, bro.
And that's what broken is, right? They put these gatekeepers up to try to present, hey, you like Jay-Z, right? So if Jay-Z sells the community out, then it's like, oh yeah, but you like his songs. Yeah, I like a few albums. That don't mean I was cool with him selling the community out. They do the same thing with all of these so-called moguls, right? Hey, you like Suge, so forget what David Kenner did, right? You know what I mean? Because you like Suge, like, huh? And Roger said Clive X. Yeah, that's how they was acting, bro. Bro, I'm actually, matter of fact, I think I got some live footage of how JD and a lot of these black Sambos was acting over Clive Davis. Hold up. That's how they was crying over Clive X. It's a darn shame. And like Big Rick said, you mean what black people did for Clive?
Right, exactly what we did for his motherfucking ass, boy. They be sad when White Master can't be here no more to keep whooping them, man. They gonna lick the boot that kick him and bite the hand that feed him, boy, for sure.
And something like said shameful. Yeah, no, it really is shameful. So I'm gonna play like 2 more minutes of this, and then we gonna get up out of here.
This is where we come from. This is who we are. I was always a Haitian. I was never a black. I was always a Haitian. A Jamaican was always a Jamaican. They were never a black Jamaican. You know?
I don't like this. Like, why are you telling me I have to do this because I'm black when it's been already pointed out that I'm Haitian? Why do I now have to submit to this idea of being black? That makes absolutely no sense to me.
No. Hey, fuck no.
Being African American, just plain on black, all my who are not cultured at all. Stop body. I don't want to hear, like, when I'm asking general questions, I'm not asking y'all, stop body. That is black. You're black. You're just black.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44. Guys.
You understand? They know who that they know. They know the word, who that draws in, and who it's been applied to historically and uniquely. So now all of a sudden they're Afro-Latino brethren. That's I'm just like, what's the conversation here? You're Afro-Latino brethren, and then if you really want to get into it, okay, this also includes the Hispanic islands in the Caribbean. So no matter how you want to flip it and how you want to turn it, this is an intra-group, okay, debacle, and they're trying to make it some race thing. And lots of
And that's where I'll stop it right there. Because like she said, this is a Latino on Latino beef, but they're trying to make it a race thing and talk about black people this and black people that. No, this isn't about black people. This is about Latinos with other Latinos, right? And yeah, you're so proud to be Latino, then take it up with other Latinos. Don't try to drag black people into this. And shout out to the lovely Tori Experience. She hit me on the Cash App. Hey, hopefully by now y'all have hit the like button. It won't cost you a fee. Like, sharing, commenting is free. But if you are feeling generous,
if you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and smash that. If you're feeling generous, then you can hit the Cash App, $Easy Stack. It's easy to remember. All them donations that you contribute make it feel like it's the 25th of December. Hit the Cash App, it's preferred over Super Chat. Because YouTube takes 30% off the top, and that's stupid whack. So if you wanna see growth and watch the content get greater, send a cash app to B-Eazy Dat Dude.
App song, you gotta be stopped. This nigga got a cash app song that came on. It break it down talking about YouTube take 30%, and that's whack. Oh, you a goat for that one, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
So yeah, y'all see
This
it, the
nigga
dollar
be.
sign, the easy
Shout out
stack.
Tori, man. Shout out to the
Shout out
chat,
to
bro.
Tori.
Sunlight in
Yeah, the
here,
chat.
Roger in here, Riggs,
Roger,
S3 was
Big
in here.
Rig, Travion,
Vibrant. You feel me? Travion. Who
And you
else?
said, did
Last
you know that
call.
Miss Jones is Dominicano? Which
Who is Miss
Miss
Jones?
Jones are you talking about?
You ain't talking about we got a thing going on. She wasn't not that Miss Jones.
Yeah, not that song, but that song do slap.
Classic.
Yes. So what Miss Jones are you talking about? So while Roger tell us what Miss Jones, and I appreciate that. He says good live. So John, first, when you going live again?
I got one set up for tomorrow, but shit, I might go live shit after this. I got one set for tomorrow at 8:30
Yeah, if you
p.m.
go live after this, I'm jump on. I'm feeling like Big Rig. I'm a little bit hungry, bro. Bro, gotta
know why?
eat something.
Because I just figured out how to do some shit. I just figured out how to put my background. I don't know if you was looking at me, but look at this.
I seen that it gets deeper. I was like, bro, why
Yeah, I
haven't
can
you
do
been
that.
doing that?
I just now figured out how to do this shit. I didn't know I could do that. I'm like, okay, I got my own little shit now. So yeah, I gotta go live.
You said
man.
Miss Jones from the 90s who was in the Sugar Hill video with AZ and Nas.
I gotta look. I don't remember who that was.
I gotta relook that. Roger's from New York, so he remember all this stuff. So you may go live tonight, but you will go live for sure tomorrow.
I'm
Okay,
going
yeah,
live
well,
for sure tomorrow. I might go live right after this. Let me see, man. I'll pop in right quick and just see if some people show up. If they not,
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
just shut it
just
down.
do it, because I was trying to see, because I wanted to refer people over there. So John, drop your link in the chat so that people could check right after this. What you'll probably go 10 minutes after this, 15 minutes or what?
Yeah, give it like 5-10 minutes.
All right,
I'm about
cool.
to, matter
So
of fact, I'm finna try to set it up right quick.
all right, well, drop your link in the chat, because I don't know if Vibrant is still here, but drop your link in the chat so that John, it looks like John gonna do a little after stream, so y'all can go check that out. Shout out to Big Rig, Roger Meadows. But I appreciate y'all for coming through. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world. Y'all chose to be here with us, at least momentarily. And for that, I thank you. So, John, take us home. Give us some closing remarks pertaining to the topic, and then anything else that you want to know upcoming. Anything you want the people to know.
Yeah, man, y'all just subscribe to my channel. I just put out a EP last week, Days Before Judgment. I'm trying to drop another project on the 14th of July 14th. The Johnson Different album, I'm trying to get that out. It may or may not drop, but that's the next one that's coming out. I got video shoots. I'm about to be shooting tonight and tomorrow. I got 3 new videos coming. I got my clothing line, my herbal holistic line I got on exclusiveelusive.com. Y'all hit up my website. I got discounts on all the natural herbs, man, superfoods. I got the Great Vision Youth Foundation. I'm about to be starting up with the kids. We're gonna have the kids out here. They be able to sell their candy bundles and stuff like that, teaching them about entrepreneurship, you know what I mean? Financial organization and literacy, etc. What you say?
Hold up real quick.
Pushing hot digital fire. So follow your conscience by supporting the business and download the content. Exclusive, elusive. The home of everything good. And we got the jug. Exclusive, elusive.
B got, bro, what the, do you
go
just
ahead
be
and
having
check
these
it
in the
out.
archive or what the fuck, bro? Because I don't even got this shit. This is crazy.
I sent it to you.
No, I didn't get this. Only thing I got was that one you did, the It Gets Deeper. The
Yeah,
John
this
Sinatra.
this
I
one
didn't
should
get
have been in there. That's why I was like, I was wondering. I was like, bro, why
That's why
didn't
I would have
bro?
used that. No, I didn't get it. You know what? It was 2 files, but one of them when I was trying to download it, it didn't do nothing. I don't know what happened. So maybe that was that one. It just didn't
Yeah,
something
send that
when I
back
was
to you.
yeah, send me that joint. But yeah, man. Man, I'm a man of many hats, bro. I got a lot going on. But I've been jumping on this live stream thing, bro. I've been trying to be consistent with it. I got one set up for tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. California time. And my last live did real good last night. A lot of people showed up. Shout out to everybody that showed up, show
Yeah,
love.
you did some nice little numbers on that one.
Yeah, man, I'm going up. So I'm about to go
You had
live
some
again after
surprise
this right
guests.
quick. If y'all come in
All
there,
right.
yep. Shout out to Clinty came up. Last call.
Last call, right?
Tony Red, you feel me? From Arkansas came up. I had some new folks coming here. So I appreciate everybody. Y'all sub to my channel. You know, me, B-Eazy, and Big Rig Slaps. We do a panel. We're gonna be doing that weekly where we all on there at the same time. You feel me? Just giving some dialogue and feedback, different perspective. You know what I mean? Bouncing around ideas and really just chopping game, bro. We cover all different types of subjects, genres, you name it, bro. You know what I mean? But specifically on my channel, It Gets Deeper. I go everywhere with it, from political to with the scriptures, you name it, bro. I'm all over the place with it, man. So just check me out. B said he finna come over, so I'm about to set this up right now, and I'm gonna drop down and try to get this going right quick.
All right, for sure. Thanks for setting that, and appreciate John. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit y'all with a couple quick visuals. Hopefully y'all stick around to the end, but then we will shut her down. But I do want to thank everyone, and especially the Tory Experience. She hit me on the Cash App. She made a financial contribution. Money talks. But hey, don't worry. If you're unable or unwilling to support financially, you can do so freely by simply liking the stream, tell a friend to tell a friend, share and comment. So I'm gonna hit y'all with a series of short visuals, and then we will be out of here, and then we'll do a after stream at my boy John Sinatra's, aka John Cien. So without further ado, yeah. Hey. B-Eazy Dat Dude, shit so hot it's burning up. Just go ahead and turn this up. I bring the pain like an aftermath of a car wreck. It's a lot of niggas that say they real, but to me that shit is far-fetched. Them cats is pussy. They really is on some feminine stuff. I ride up on them with the 40 ounce. It's a definition of adrenaline. What it do is sweet like cinnamon puffer. My niggas is rough like Willow Pass. Grew up out on Mary Mac, but I used to hang on Willow Pass. These birds that I roll with, outcasts and misfits. Better zip lips when you get hit. When the fifth spit, flat line in your pit. Trap habits is black magic, no voodoo. Get the bands like Buku for the cocaine and go cuckoo. Most these niggas is foo-foo, so I'm shitting on them like doo-doo. I can't fuck with y'all like tofu. I'm just saying, man, like Goku. Bad bitches at the house with me watching Netflix or Roku. Fuck them both at the same time, and I swear to God it was so cool. Street legend, real boss, I call shots cause I'm still saucy. I know some G's to the bike crack on shite racket and fly back out to Millwall. When they hear me flow, they say I be burning up, burning up. Cookie to the draw is what we burning up, burning up. What you ain't know, oh, we burning up, burning up. This shit so hot, it's burning up. Just go ahead and turn this up. When you hear me flow, I be burning up, burning up. Cookie to the draw is what we burning up, burning up. What you ain't know, oh, we burning up, burning up. This shit so hot, it's burning up. Just go ahead and turn this up.
If you feel the vibe, like, share, and subscribe. We growing on this journey. Come and take a ride. If you wanna slide with that dude, be easy. We going all the way to the top, believe me. All the way to the top,
program or move out the way. Ooh. B-Eazy Dat Dude, he back with another one, another one, another one, another one. B-Eazy, B-Eazy, he is that dude. Ooh, he is that dude. That dude, B-Eazy, he is the one that you can call so he can get the job done. He about to reign supreme if you thought his run would soon end. He just getting started though, so go ahead and tune in. B-Eazy, B-Eazy, he is that dude. Ooh, 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 he is that dude.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Follow. Be easy. You know you want to.
We're waiting.